Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Top Rope Renegades. This is the NXT 2300 special episode 29. I'm Kurt, that's RK, and we got a special. No, that's not right. That's not right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Top Rope Renegades. This week in wrestling, my name is Kurt. That is RK, and we're bringing you episode number 29. Before we get started with things, special thank you to last week's episode's guest, Kyle Wells. We appreciate him coming on. Fun conversation. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. We talked to Kyle for about 2 hours about pro wrestling, and those are the kinds of things we like doing here. We talk wrestling, and we have a good time. Gonna do the usual plugs. Like the video, subscribe. It means the world. And we're having a good time talking wrestling. Before we dive into the news, the rumors, innuendos, and the show recaps, as always, RK, how was your week, and how are you doing?
I'm not even going to talk about my week. Work sucks,
Yeah.
as per usual. Don't. If you think owning a business is worthwhile, it's not. It really isn't. It's way better when you have other people that can, deal with all the yelling and everything from generals and stuff that have ridiculous timelines and don't fucking understand how building works. But anyways, nonetheless, we're not going to get into it. That's my job. I hate it. I also love it, but I hate it most. It's a 50-50. It's love-hate relationship. But what I do love and will always love is wrestling. And NXT 2300 from the ECW arena delivered this week. And I had an excitement for a show that I have not had in a long time. Man, that show was fantastic.
Yeah. We're going to dive into it. And sadly, RK did have a busy schedule, so we were a little behind on watching things. I forgot to take my own notes, so no own notes from Kurt this week. We're going off Fightful. Let's hopefully they didn't mess things up like they usually do.
I think honestly, if we're gonna start, the days that you gotta read from Fightful, we're just gonna litter this page with ads so you can barely get through their website without bogging down your computer.
Yeah,
I swear to God, you need a supercomputer to read their website. It's ridiculous. You guys not make any money. Like, come on.
$5 to Fightful Select if you feel like it, I guess. But other than that, yeah, fun week here in the United States. We elected a new president. If you like that, then congratulations. If you didn't like that, I'm sorry. Other than that, no political talk on this show. We're going to get into the news, the rumors, and the innuendo. Of course, we'll start things off with the headlines from the week of November 4th to the 10th. And this is, I think me and RK have said it, we will come back to AEW if this man finally returns. It seems we've got an update, and it is AEW's biggest hope close to returning. Kenny Omega appeared at New Japan's Power Struggle this past weekend and announced that if doctors clear him, he wants his first match to be against the New Japan talent of the AEW, on the AEW New Japan event, Wrestle Dynasty, on January 5th. That is the event after January 4th's Wrestle Kingdom. And we'll get into a little bit more about Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. There's some matches already announced for Wrestle Kingdom, and I have a bit of a recap of things to throw at URK because you may not know about what happened at said event, Power Struggle. But yeah, hopefully Kenny's coming back.
The big takeaway was after this promo on Power Struggle, there was another backstage incident that happened where he got into a tussle with Gabe Kidd, and it is strongly believed to be that's going to be his opponent at Wrestle Dynasty is Gabe Kidd, which if that is the case, if it's 100% happening, that match, I have full faith in Kenny Omega that he's going to come back and just look like Kenny Omega. I don't think that guy knows what ring rust is. If you watched last week's episode, Top 5 Wrestlers, obviously Kenny Omega didn't crack it. But honestly, when I think about it, I just sometimes forget about him when you're talking greatest wrestlers of all time because he hasn't been in the most dominant wrestling brand on the planet, WWE. But that being said, Kenny Omega honestly deserves to be in top 5 lists. He is that fucking good.
I think it just dodged your mind because he's been out for so long, to be honest with you. But yeah, Kenny, I'm fucking wearing a shirt. Kenny is the best wrestler outside of WWE.
I would say he's
or the best in the world.
Not right at this moment, but at his peak, He's the best wrestler in the world.
Fair enough. This is fun here, ladies and gentlemen. Originally posted by Fightful Select Monday morning, and I want to add to this, multiple outlets posted this. They announced that
Fightful
WWE.
Select was the first one to
Yep.
be on top of it.
Yes, and multiple, obviously, people follow suit, as you're going to hear in a second. They announced that WWE Backlash was going to be held at the Tokyo Dome in 2025. This was quickly removed, but of course, the damage has already been done because of some raccoon rat Dave Meltzer reported it as legit news, but then he, of course, had to quickly backtrack and, he has to be first, he has to be right. I'm going to read directly from this. Anything to be first, boys? Top Rope Renegades will only ever bring you the real news. We're not fake news media over here. We're real.
Not fake news. We won't build a wall. Well, we might.
Fake news media. Terrible media. Follow Top Rope Renegades. Real news. Real professional wrestling news. Big fan of pro wrestling. My best friend is... Anyway. But yeah, they've got, and it's hilarious.
Dave had... When we get to the news, Dave had a week. Dave.
Dave. Here we go with the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, being against lumping wrestlers into factions based on their race. That is the face, if you can't see, of them. They're not Triple H only does this, the IWC wanting every black wrestler to join the Hurt Syndicate, which is true. Who else are they trying to add to it now?
So Ricochet, and this goes back to WWE days, the Hurt Business. Ricochet has always been mentioned, but now Leo Rush.
Yep.
They want Leo Rush in there. Swerve Strickland, obviously, they want, and they just want. It's
yeah.
The Hurt Syndicate. The 3 main guys in the Hurt Syndicate are what, like all 60? Come on.
I don't know about all that, but they're older.
Am I okay? I'm a little. MVP is what, probably close to.
He's the closest 50s. To 60 for sure. Well, or Shelton.
Shelton's 49. Lashley's up there. 40, they're all fucking.
Yeah, they're older.
Lashley's not 40. Lashley's like almost 50, dude.
Which, it's just the running thing of AEW, Tony Khan taking the. Can I do the Trump voice again for that?
Lashley's 48.
Tony Khan, what a con man! I say to my friends, do you see that man over there? Little man, Tony Khan, small man, not good. Watch WWE, better product, better placement. That's all I say.
The big takeaway from that whole thing is that the running gag, and a lot of people probably believe this, is that Triple H has something against black wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's the long running thing of him only booking black wrestlers against other black wrestlers and never giving them a push. And then all of a sudden, Tony Khan gets the 3 guys from the Hurt Business, starts the Hurt Syndicate, and everybody says all the black wrestlers should be in the Hurt Syndicate. It makes no sense, people. It really doesn't. Triple H, fuck off. I'm just sick of it.
What's funny is it dates back to when Triple H faced Booker T at WrestleMania and beat Booker T, when they probably, let's be honest, Booker T most likely, in my opinion, should have beat Triple H at WrestleMania, but he didn't. And so that's been the thing ever since. Triple H won't put black people over. He hates black people. You're wrong. You're just looking for a narrative, and that's what the fake news media wants to put in your brains.
Okay, stop.
I gotta stop doing the accent. But yeah, it's stupid. But other than that, that's the headlines from this past week, and yeah.
Kurt, I'm gonna give you a moment to shine.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting. What happened on Wednesday?
I'll tell you what, RK. We're gonna switch over here. And we're going to bring this fancy little graphic up. And we're going to go through the ratings real quick, RK. We'll save the 2 more intriguing ones for the end, shall we? SmackDown did a very fantastic 1.4 mil. They were up 1%. Monday Night Raw with a 1.4 as well. Just a little higher than SmackDown with a 465,000, 1,465,000. I'll be correct. They were up 5%. Let's go over to Rampage real quick. Look at that number right there. They were down 29% at 172,000. I think they said this was the lowest rated Rampage of all time.
The lowest rated Rampage of all time.
Yeah. AEW Collision.
Which let me just add a little bit to that. It is fair that number is dropping drastically, is because Rampage is pretty much a dead brand.
Yeah.
It's not even going to exist after this year, according
No.
to a lot of reports. So that number, I can imagine people aren't invested in it. It's a show that's not going to be around.
Yeah. AEW Collision, though, they're up 9% from the previous week at 349,000. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about what happened on Wednesday. As some of you may have known, the presidential election in the United States took place on Tuesday. So NXT, per the CW, they wanted to move to Wednesday. So NXT and AEW going head to head. AEW did a 523,000. They were down 17%. The excuses were post-presidential election fallout, I think. But NXT did a 619,000. They were up 5% from the previous week. They beat AEW Dynamite. The developmental brand beat your main show on your night. And all Dave Meltzer has to say is, well,
All he has to say.
if I work
If
for
you
TBS,
followed Dave Meltzer on Thursday, his Twitter was busy. He answered everybody that criticized the numbers and everything, and he answered everybody with an excuse for a different. I don't know how that man comes up with some excuses. He literally, like it. Yeah, exactly. It was wild. His Twitter was on fire on Thursday because he was just like some of the questions. I tried to compile all the shit. It would have taken me years. I could read you from his Twitter all of Thursday, and I would just be reading for the next 4 hours.
yeah,
But
he had a rough week.
the main takeaways was one person has had NXT not branded it like they did and just ran their normal show, would they have beaten AEW? And Dave Meltzer was like, no, they wouldn't have. I don't know about that, Dave. Their normal show probably would have did just fine. Yes, they did do a
That number.
They were
That number
smart.
is
That's
similar.
marketing. That number is pretty accurate to their normal number.
But that number, that 619, that seems to be a middle ground for where NXT has been, right? I mean,
100%.
and Dynamite took a hit. Whatever their excuses, I don't care. You lost.
Against a developmental brand.
You know, I had this
with your
ready.
flagship main roster, top tier wrestlers. You
What
lost to a
is
developmental brand.
something we see from the AEW neckbeards and marks on the IWC, that the women's division in AEW is the best, right? They have the best, correct? That's what they say. Something, they
They're
argue that.
delusional.
Well, that's what they say, right? I got something that was sent to me, and I'm going to read this off here. And mind you, WWE was in Saudi Arabia over the weekend. They had Crown Jewel, which we won't count, but Monday Night Raw was from Saudi Arabia, pre-recorded on that Sunday. Listen to this. Women's wrestling from this past week across all WWE programming. This is timed. 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 24 seconds of women's wrestling in WWE over this past week. That is combined shows. Women's wrestling across all AEW programming, 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
I bet you 9 minutes of those were Mercedes Moné.
Hold 1 second, though. Let's just help them out a little bit. AEW does own Ring of Honor, so we'll throw them in there too. With Ring of Honor combined to AEW's 18 minutes. But their women are so good. They have to
They have more women's wrestling on NXT alone than
the best women's wrestling division is NXT. Point blank, period. Quit trying to argue it. AEW has good women wrestlers, but they don't fucking use them.
Here's the thing with WWE too, now that they're throwing in mid-card women's titles.
Oh yeah.
Those they're gonna get to shine a bit more because obviously you just have like the 2 titles in WWE and the 1 title now the 2 titles in NXT, but now you have 6 titles. So that just allows more. They realize they know, they see it. They're like, fuck, we have so many good women wrestlers now. We got to highlight them. Because right now, you look at the main card women's wrestlers in WWE, Nia Jax, it's like realistically, who can beat Nia Jax clean? She's a big, powerful woman. Like, and Liv Morgan and all that stuff. Now with the extra titles, now you can see the Chelsea Greens, the Piper Nivens, the Lyra Valkyrias, all that stuff getting more opportunities to shine. And also with those extra titles, now they get a chance to pull up more women from NXT to get them on the main roster. It's all good. It's all good.
If you don't know what Arcade is referring to, is now there's been debuted the on SmackDown. It was debuted the Women's United States Championship. Was debuted on SmackDown, and I guess I'll bring this question up now. Who should be, in your mind, the inaugural United States champion? And I know what we talked about when we watched it, but my mind has changed a little bit.
Oh no, my mind has changed too. It should be Chelsea Green.
I agree, but
she has been a fucking trooper for that company.
I agree. I have a 1A and 1B. I have a tie because I can't make up my mind. Originally, I said Bailey. I'm out on that. Michin.
She too's been a trooper.
So Michin or Chelsea Green, I think that those two deserve to be the inaugural champion. Bailey, we agree.
You got to remember, Raw's going to be debuting one too. So there's the rumors going around. A lot of people think they're going to introduce a women's intercontinental champion, which is fine if they stay the course with that. But a rumor that I heard, and it is possible because they do it on AEW, and it might be something Netflix wants, but a Netflix championship. And I mean, if you pay $5 billion to it,
you can get that. Yeah.
And you ask for a belt, does the company say no? No. Right. So we're definitely getting one on Raw. Whether the rumors about the Netflix championship is real or not, we're getting one. It'll be if it's not that, it's definitely women's intercontinental champion, which makes all the sense in the world. But like I said, unless Netflix directly asks for something, then yeah, they're going to do it, like the AEW TBS championship. But nonetheless, it's great news, and honestly, it just allows for more of the women talent to be showcased, and it'll allow more of the women talent to come up. Like Jada Parker looks fantastic. 8 months ago, asked me Jada Parker, I say no. Now after the last few months of Jada Parker, she's been fantastic. She's a fantastic wrestler. Lola Vice.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's annoying as shit, but she is a good wrestler. She's come a long way too. She's actually looked fantastic in that Jada Parker match on ECW 2300 NXT. All of this is great news. The more women that can get showcased, the better. And WWE is setting a standard for women's wrestling right now.
Yep, agreed. Well, what do you got? What's your news? I have a couple things I'll cut in here and there, but what do we got?
So more The Rock news. It seems to be, we all know the Observer just posts whatever and then figures it out later. The Wrestling Observer newsletter says the latest word on The Rock working WrestleMania 41 is that he's still not committed at this point, which is wild because The Rock straight up debunked that last time they said it. They're still with it. They said they talked to two people who would know. Don't know those two people, but hey, Dave.
Who said Dave?
They just said two people. Dave talked to two people that would know.
That's
what The Rock said to him, by the way.
Exactly. And one said that there is nothing set, and the other said Johnson is not scheduled. Dave, do you trust your sources at WWE still? Because they seem to love to feed you shit news.
Shut up, bitch.
I gotta stop. Every time I hear his name, I'm like, fuck, it's an impulse. I'm sorry.
Goldberg versus Gun. You're gonna have lots of chances. Just don't overkill it.
I'm not.
Dead horse, beaten, done.
Yeah, we're done.
Goldberg versus Gunther isn't planned for WrestleMania, or at least it wasn't when they shot the angle for it, said Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. It's unclear what they'll do, but they are working towards it.
Well, yeah, that doesn't make. They're not stupid. You don't put Goldberg against Gunther at WrestleMania. That's a waste. That feels like that should be a Netflix match. If you want me to be honest with you, the Netflix debut match.
I mean, quick 3-minute match, done. Jackknife, it's over.
Yeah. No way.
No, he doesn't beat Gunther.
No way. No way. I saw the list of people that beat
Goldberg, World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe that's how it gets to Seth Rollins.
So who was it? Cody Rhodes, Ilya Dragunov, Pete Dunne, Braun Breaker. I think I'm missing one more. Are the only people that have beaten Gunther in WWE.
Yeah, we've talked about this multiple times. He's won like 83% of all his matches in the last like 7 years.
Long-term booking, brother.
This is great because this Meltzer posted this on Monday, and then after Friday's show, it's hard to say that this is necessarily true anymore. Not that it was true when he said it, because nothing he says is true. But Meltzer says War Games at Survivor Series this year is looking to be 4 versus 4 match instead of 5 versus 5 matches it has been in recent years. Anybody listening who watched SmackDown knows that it is being teased that it will be a 5-on-5. But that was with Sammy joining Solo, so who knows? But there's lots of rumors flying around, which is great. We don't know what's going on 100%, which is why I love kayfabe. We all know that, and I want to be surprised. But there's rumors flying around. Cody Rhodes will join Roman's team.
Please don't.
I'm over the Cody Rhodes with the Bloodline storyline. Obviously, yes, there is enough history there to make it work, and if it happens, it happens, and I'll love it all the same. But I don't want it if I was booking it, because I want Cody to do his own thing. Let the Bloodline deal with their own shit. It's all family in it. Well, no. Sami Zayn's an honorary Uso. Cody never got the honorary Uso title. Sami Zayn did.
And he wouldn't want it.
But nonetheless, 5 versus 5, 4 versus 4. Who cares? Survivor Series. I'm gonna be there, one way or another. It's gonna be great, and let's go. WrestleNomics says Jey Uso sold more merchandise on WWE Shop in the month of October than CM Punk and Roman Reigns combined.
Damn. He didn't sell more than Cody, though, did he?
Probably not. But that's still wild. To CM Punk and Roman combined, Jey Uso's hot, man. He's a hot commodity.
Punk back on TV Monday?
Should be back soon. Unless Seth is still busy with Bronson. That's not done yet. I think we have one more match between Seth and Bronson at Survivor Series. I still want to see a Punk Ethan Page program. That's just me. Anyways, Obafemi's loss at Halloween Havoc sparked speculation he'd soon be called up to the main roster, but Fightful Select said they asked several people in different roles at NXT, and they were all of the belief Femi will remain in NXT for the time being. That was just the internet running with something. They heard something that he was saying.
Fightful reported.
Yeah, I know.
Fightful said, seems like his time's done. He's coming to the main roster. Probably he'll be on Raw. These bums.
Sean Ross Sapp. I remember when we started those, and you're like, I like Sean Ross Sapp. That guy's reliable.
No. Here recently, especially this week, I'm good with Sean Ross Sapp. He's a bitch.
Let's go. I'm about to shut down my computer. That'd be bad. Okay, cool.
Oh, Lord.
No, we already talked about Obafemi. Tucker Knight, Otis's heavy machinery tag partner, real name Levi Cooper, told Sportkita's Dr. Chris Featherstone. Is he actually a doctor, or is he like the doctor of thugonomics? Anyways, he told Dr. Chris Featherstone. That's a wild fucking name. Featherstone? Come on.
Oh, come on, squirrel.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Featherstone, dude. It sounds like he should be a porn star.
It's a badass name, to be honest.
It is. Anyways, Tucker Knight said that he has retired from professional wrestling and does not plan to return. He currently is a high school wrestling coach and raises his 2 kids.
Oh, good for him. Good for him.
Little note. Heavy Machinery is fun. Otis. They were fun. They were a fun tag team.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty popular down in NXT, weren't they?
Yeah. Yep. They were. They were good.
NXT time, but I definitely know the name. They had the Hazard and shit. Yeah. WWE hasn't decided on 2025 rosters for Raw and SmackDown, but Fightful Select reports that Netflix has told the company they're hoping to feature CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes on the Monday Night Show. That obviously makes sense. Netflix is paying more money than anybody to have WWE on their network now. If they
Damn.
ask, they probably receive.
Yeah, that kind of. I mean, yeah, they get what they want. You gotta figure out who your stars on SmackDown would be then.
They'll figure it out. They got enough talent. It's not
Right.
like it's AEW.
Yeah. Damn.
Fightful's report also mentioned that Rhodes and Netflix had also discussed a potential movie role that didn't end up coming to fruition. But I would imagine with WWE being on Netflix, like any Netflix property that they own, their
Yep.
actors, their stars always end up other things on Netflix. You watch like Stranger Things, and then Netflix does the two Enola Holmes movies for I can't remember, like Millie Brown,
Millie Bobby
Millie
Brown.
Bobby Brown. She ended up in Enola Holmes, which was a Netflix product. Sadie Sink has been on a couple of Netflix movies. So and all across their shows, they end up always ending up on other things.
Mhm.
Their talent is signed to like massive deals with Netflix. So I can't imagine that Netflix doesn't have in the plans working with the talent of the WWE on stuff.
This week on Netflix is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, by the way.
I can't wait, man. Mike Tyson, I hope he knocks that motherfucker out.
I just saw
I just saw a picture of I just saw a picture of Mike Tyson like from a training session today. That dude is jacked.
Jake Paul was like, they were face to face, and he was like, he's like, I'm gonna knock this man out, and Mike Tyson's like, you've been dreaming too much.
This is I'm a firm believer. I'm a conspiracy theorist, firm believer that Jake Paul's all his fights are rigged. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm intrigued. I want to see it. I just want to see Mike Tyson just fucking pummel him. Mike Tyson is a beast. If you're young, you don't know who Mike Tyson is. You just because you only know of him because of this. That dude was a killer, a monster in the ring. Probably arguably the second best boxer in the history of the sport behind Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
But then others would tell you if Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson went in their primes against each other, Mike Tyson had the sheer power that he could have knocked the shit out of Muhammad.
Tyson's
but
ability
Muhammad was just so technical, man.
Yeah.
It's wild. That's a rabbit hole you could go on forever. But Mike Tyson's no joke. At 56, I think he is now. He looks like a beast still, man.
No headgear. Knock that bitch out, please, for the country,
Man,
for the good of the country.
Everybody got to go watch that. Watch that. That'll be fun.
Hey, we can watch it together. That's how we do things.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Kurt's like my best friend.
Keep going.
No
keep going.
lie
keep
there.
going.
Actually, out of all the people, out of all my friends in my life, outside of some really good guys that I've known for like 20 years, and that's like
spend all this fucking time together.
Kurt is definitely like top 5 best friends of all time.
I'll take it.
Probably top 3, actually. Probably top 3.
We're literally on this screen like what? How many days out of the week? We have 2 days.
We honestly spend way too much time together, to be honest. Per the Observer, the Young Bucks aren't scheduled for Full Gear and could be gone until January. The idea apparently is John Moxley and crew will cause so much chaos that eventually the Bucks will come back to save AEW. If you go to last week when it was originally thought that, of course, the Young Bucks are going to find a way to make themselves the most important thing in AEW. Obviously. This is another good one. This is from the Observer as well. They say that Kenny Omega's AEW return should be relatively soon. And the idea has always been to get to another match with Kazuchika Okada. Crack reporting. This was reported after his Power Struggle announcement. And
obviously, first off, no shit genius. Obviously, they're going to want to get Okada Omega. Duh. But if it was reported after what happened with Gabe Kidd, why would you even... And let's be honest here.
Report that Kenny Omega's AEW return should be relatively soon. Yeah, no shit, in like a month and a half.
The thing about this is Kenny Omega versus Okada should happen probably on one of their big, like All Out or All In. They should build through that, but it'll most likely just be on a random Wednesday night.
Oh no, they might put it on a random Collision, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Boost that show's ratings. Wrestling Observer Radio. Dave Meltzer said,
Go ahead.
What?
Give me one more Wrestling Observer.
You said what? Okay.
Give me one more Wrestling Observer.
Wrestling Observer Radio. I'm sorry, but these guys just post so much shit and it just clogs up my news feed. I can't help it. We report on this shit and we make fun of it. It's what we do. Dave Meltzer said Samoa Joe should be back in AEW soon now that he's finished filming the new season of Twisted Metal. The big takeaway from that is fuck Samoa Joe is back in AEW is we are now closer to a second season of Twisted Metal. If you haven't seen the show, go watch it. It is a fucking wild time.
Still haven't watched the first season.
Dude, so good. So much. It's not like cinema, but it's just action-packed craziness. And Anthony Mackie is fucking hilarious.
No, he is. In real life, too. He's funny as shit.
You ever see that clip where it's like, you go make daddy a sandwich?
Yes. Gold. Well, you're gonna punch him in the face. All right, then you make daddy a sandwich.
Oh, you gonna open your own door to get into the car? No. Well, you're gonna go make daddy a sandwich.
And Willie was like, I agree with you after you just like went against it.
Anyways, silly. Anthony Mackie, classic. Watch Twisted Metal, great show.
Let's cut off Wrestling Observer for a minute. Let's talk about some stuff that happened in New Japan, the world of New Japan, which me and RK still have to catch up on, but we will at some point. We talked about Strong Style Evolved. Kenny Omega made his return, made the call out. It's there in the main headline. But a couple things of note I wanted to point out that had happened. Our boy Matt Vandergriff picked up the win, got himself a win. We missed out on listening to the beautiful voice of Walker Stewart, and Veda Scott was there too. David Finley got it. Why are you covering your face?
I gotta stay off Facebook. Oh my god, this Trump shit is hilarious. You guys in the States or so far. I can't not share this. This is hilarious. Somebody posted on Facebook. So far, I haven't talked to a single woman in America who didn't start their day on Wednesday by crying.
We're doing it.
The first comment. This is just blows my mind. This is first off, in America, your president is just a figurehead. He's not who runs the country. Heads up. But anyways, nonetheless, the first comment on that is like I actually had to pull off on the side of a highway because I was having the worst panic attack of my life. The cops and an ambulance showed up because someone called saying I looked like I was in distress. Upon seeing the white male cop, the panic attack only got worse. I can't. What is wrong with your fucking country, man?
Here's the funny. A couple colleges, by the way, closed down on the day after the election, and offered a safe place to students to have cookies and milk and hot cocoa. It's a real thing. Look it up. I think it was the University of Princeton. Women have also taken to cutting their hair off, going bald. In protest of the election, as well as saying they will not sleep with any men for 4 years. Which to that I say, good. Nobody was going to sleep with you anyway, you ugly bitch.
Whoa.
I don't give a fuck. I'm over this shit. The woke media, the woke side of this shit, is the most cringe-worthy, aggravating bullshit of all time. That's all I gotta say.
Look, here's the most simplest way to put this: the day that you realize that your government does not care about anything beyond the ultra rich is the day that you'll live a better life and realize that there's not really a whole lot you're gonna be able to do about anything.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about politics anymore, but I will finish with this statement. If you were the type of person that no longer wants to be friends, removes friends from your life based on how they voted in an election and they didn't agree with yours, if you're like, I'm no longer friends and I'm blocking you and I don't want to associate with you. If you're that kind of person, that says a whole lot about the character of you.
The worst part of all is they're just looking at the man at the head of the party.
We're not having a political discussion. But
no, we are.
You're right, but you're wrong. You're right, but you're wrong. I want you to know
the Republicans have been in power before. They didn't have this kind of reaction.
Well, it's Donald Trump.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the head of the party that is pissing people off. It's not the party.
You're saying that, he won't be able to do anything. Technically, he's got 2 years because in 2 years the Democrats are going to throw everything at them to win every seat that they can. Right now, the Republicans control majority of everything, so Trump can do things. In 2 years, it ain't gonna happen. The Democrats can do everything they can, but that's besides the point. Nonetheless, hate me if you want. Make America great again, please, Lord. We need it. Donald Trump is the best choice for this country.
The Republicans are the best choice for the country.
Yes, agreed. Republicans.
As in any country, a conservative government is better for the people than a liberal government.
And the
When
reason
it comes to wanting to actually have any kind of wealth, money, if you want to make money, if you don't want to just throw all your money away to social programs, then a conservative country is better for the country.
And
it
you want
lets
to
you
know
make money.
why the liberals and the Democrats lost is probably because of the woke bullshit. Everybody's tired of the shit. That's what it is. Everybody got tired of the bullshit. And let's be honest, Joe Biden didn't do shit for 4 years. And Kamala Harris's words were, I back everything me and Joe did.
It's the cyclical government cycle. You look at any country, they go Democrat, they go liberal, conservative, flip flop back and forth because they don't like what they did for 4 years. So they go to the next one. And they don't like that. So they go back. People are fickle. Honestly, in the end, it doesn't matter. Live your life, work your ass off, do your own thing, stay out of other people's business, and have a good fucking time, because that's what we do when we watch wrestling.
And if you're the type of person looking for handouts and wants to get everything handed to you, you're a bitch. There you go. Carry on. Anyway, New Japan. Strong Style Evolved. The number one contender for Mercedes Moné. Her Strong Championship was decided.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
No, that's her number one contender. She's going to wrestle Sasha Banks.
Imagine. Koguma was the winner. That happened. Tomorrow, Ishii and Shoto Umino got a win over Zack Sabre Jr. and them. And there was a promo where Moxley showed up on the video board. Umino, here, I'll read it like this. Moxley said that Umino was going through the wrong path and he would send an emissary to mold a champion. This is Fightful. Umino responded by telling Moxley to bring anyone he wants. He did not care before declaring he would fight anyone. He ended this by saying, "Fuck you, John Moxley." So
that
Umino,
is so good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is fantastic because the history between Moxley and Umino is real. Yeah. Moxley took Umino under his wing. He actually trained Umino. If you don't know who Umino is, Shota Umino is
Red Shoes' son.
Red Shoes' son. And Red Shoes is a legend of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The GOAT.
Umino is legit. I think I said it earlier to Kurt this week. Umino has a strong potential of usurping Naito as my favorite New Japan wrestler.
Yeah. I just want to read those off because I think that might be leading to Moxley versus Umino at Wrestle Kingdom. I think that might be coming down the pipe.
I don't think it's Moxley. He said he's going to send an emissary, which I would imagine is probably going to be Pac or Claudio.
Well, there's still another pay-per-view in between those. So, strong.
But then he said he was going to send somebody at Dynasty?
No. He just said he was going to send an emissary to mold the champion.
Well, it's going to be Pac or Claudio.
Right.
So.
But Wrestle Kingdom 19 is coming up on January.
It might be 4th. Wheeler, actually. It might be Wheeler.
Yep. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 matches already announced for Wrestle Kingdom. David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Dokoi versus El Desperado for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. There's a Fatal 4-Way match for the championship.
I fucked it. Okay, my brain just went in. Isn't El Desperado out for cancer? But no, that's El Fantasma.
Yes. Clark Connors, Driller Maroney, TJP, Akira, Robbie Eagles, Fujita, Kishida, and Kevin Knight. Those are the teams. Hiroshi Tanahashi is taking on Evil at Wrestle Kingdom. And here is the match that is happening at Wrestle Kingdom that, depending on what else gets announced, this may be a match that I'm most looking forward to. Konosuke Takeshita at this Strong Style Evolved defeated TJP in an open challenge match for his international championship. He cut a promo after the match where he called out anyone in the Tokyo Dome, open challenge, who wants it at Wrestle Kingdom. Guess who answered that challenge?
I read this, but I forget now who.
Shingo Takagi.
Yeah, that's right. I do. Yeah.
That match is going to go crazy.
It's gonna be a hard hitting match.
So yeah, there's a couple matches for Wrestle Kingdom. Can't wait for that.
Actually, you know which match I am? I don't know if it's Wrestle Kingdom or it happened at Dynasty, but honestly, Ricochet calling out Zack Sabre Jr. Or was it Rick? Who did Ricochet call out? It was Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. After Power Struggle.
Is that announced?
I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, unless that could. Ricochet don't do the technique. Well, he does, but Ricochet would bring an exciting match to Zack Sabre Jr. if that does happen.
Trying to find it.
Anyways, you look for that. You got anything more?
Nope. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks for hijacking my news segment. On his Click This podcast, Kevin Nash said he thinks he'll be going to NXT in December. Cool.
Who?
Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash.
Said he's what?
See, you're not even listening to me.
You told me to look this shit up. Yes, by the way, Arcade is announced. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet.
At?
Wrestle
Kingdom?
Dynasty?
Maybe.
Yep, Dynasty. Yep.
All right, cool.
As well as the Young Bucks are announced for this as well versus a random tag team.
Sure. On his Click This podcast, Kevin Nash said he thinks he'll be going to NXT in December.
Why?
I don't know, to do something that any, former WWE star. They just had Bubba Ray Dudley on NXT. Why would Kevin Nash surprise you?
Bubba's better than Kevin.
I mean, Kevin was only part of the biggest faction in the history of wrestling.
And Bubba was a part of a legit tag team that dominated.
Kevin Nash didn't dominate in his career?
Bro, WCW didn't count.
Okay, you heard it here first. Kurt does not like Kevin Nash. Okay, cool.
No, I like Kevin Nash. I don't know what he can't wrestle anymore.
No, but he could do something. I don't know. Anyways, he just said that. I don't fucking know. I'm just reporting the news. Fightful says Jake's network of hope confirmed to them that Jacob Fatu pays the organization in full back in June, but they missed it. This after word made the rounds he had scanned the charity for roughly $2,600. So the big story of this was a few weeks prior, it was reported that Jacob Fatu had stolen roughly $2,600 from the Jake's network of hope. During that time, before anything could be sorted out, WWE's like, we'll investigate into it. Obviously, they did, and it came out that it wasn't true. All the people that went on social media jumped the gun and said, "Oh, WWE, what are you guys doing? How can you have a criminal like this on your roster? Shit like that. Don't you guys vet your talent that comes in? All this stuff. You guys all owe a big old giant apology to Jacob Fatu because it was missed. Jake's network of hope even confirmed that they had missed the payment, all that stuff. It was a misunderstanding, but God forbid you're guilty until proven innocent, I guess.
Apologize.
Hell, it was even brought up right at the beginning when Jacob Fatu came into the company that he had a sordid history and that he was doing everything in his life to make his better for his children and everything. That people can fucking be better than they were than before. It's possible, people. Yep. Chill the fuck out. Stop jumping to conclusions. When I had read that story originally, I said, I wonder if that's true. Because you think that would be pretty important. Like if that was a true story, you think the WWE would be all over something like that. Anyways, nonetheless, not true. It was a mistake. It was a misunderstanding. All y'all, a big old apology to Jacob Fatu. Man, Jonathan Coachman, that guy's bitter. He's like as bitter as that Matt Camp guy, and also as Vince Russo. Vince Russo, Coachman, and Camp could create a faction called the Bitter Motherfuckers Who Hate the WWE.
The haters.
On an episode of Backstage Pass this week, Jonathan Coachman claimed WWE balked at Becky Lynch's requesting $2 million per year on a new deal. That can't even be remotely true. Becky Lynch, I'm sure $2 million per year is if that's what she was at. WWE goes yes to that instantly. $2 million a year for Becky Lynch. Come on.
That's a steal.
Fightful Select shot that down, saying WWE and Lynch remain on good terms. The company respects Becky's decision to take time off, and if both sides had wanted to get a deal done prior to her hiatus, it likely would have happened. Fightful sources at the company denied that Lynch made any monetary demand to WWE, noting that the company would love to sign Becky for $2 million, as that's well below her market value. Jonathan Coachman, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she's worth way more than
I didn't even read the finish of that, but obviously my head instantly goes to Becky Lynch at $2 million. Sign that on the fucking paper. Get that done. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's wild. Coachman then goes on and he doubles down on money like he thinks to know everything. He said that Roman Reigns was earning $15 to $20 million and that Cody Rhodes was making 10 to 15, while Seth Rollins is in the 3 to 7 million range. Those are very wide numbers, Coachman. You're just guessing. Fightful's follow-up said that Rollins' figure is relatively accurate, but they couldn't confirm the other two. It was reported at some point, leaked, that Roman Reigns makes $13 million a year and Cody's making about 10.
They're living
and
fine.
Seth Rollins, Seth is making 7. So
they're living pretty good.
I don't know what Coachman's on about, but he just needs to chill. Vince Russo also said this week, and he's another one that just says stupid shit all the time because he's bitter. He said that Triple H is definitely gone in early 2025 and that Brian Gewirtz is going to become head of creative because The Rock's on the TKO board and he's going to hire his best buddy to run the entire company. Okay, Vince. Settle down.
I got nothing to say to that. I genuinely, that's so stupid. Here you go. 2 thumbs up for you.
I'm sorry. I should have put more brother. No, more. What does he say all the time? Bro.
More brothers.
Bro.
Should have put more brothers in that sentence.
More bros in that sentence. Vince Russo says, bro. Triple H, bro. Will be gone.
Go to the next story. Go to that. No, hold on. No.
Shut up, bitch.
We got flagged last week. You trying to get us flagged this week?
Yeah, I got flagged in Russia. Who cares?
Yeah, well, our video last week did not garner very many views, so apparently it affected us.
It was Kyle's fault. I'm gonna check him.
No, I'm pretty sure that our probably. Anyways, nonetheless, who cares?
I think it was the link to the video. To be fair,
videos, watch, subscribe.
Go to your next story. Just go to your next story. Just go.
Subscribe, like, click, share.
Cut that. Editor, cut that.
We don't have an editor.
Wait, that's me.
Inside voice, dude. Tyrese Halliburton. No perk up? Okay, that's weird.
Oh, I did one of these.
You're like Tyrese Halliburton, star of NBA's Indiana Pacers and on occasion SmackDown and NXT, teased an appearance at next year's Royal Rumble in Indianapolis during an interview with LandonBuford.com.
Okay. We should get Tyrese on the show.
Could you? How would we?
I mean, I have media relations connections to the Pacers. But this is
if you got Tyrese Halliburton on here, I will do something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll do something.
Oh, chill, bro.
I don't even know. Like,
I mean, I have media connections still. I still do radio.
29 episodes in, and this man now tells me, "Hey, yo, I can get Tyrese Halliburton."
Brother, I told you this when I got Sky Blue.
Yeah, which you did not include me in at all.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a whole different situation. The next thing you know, I'm doing the interview by myself, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm taking this recording with me.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Tyrese Halliburton on Top Rope Renegades in the future.
Nope, don't do that.
No, if Dave Meltzer can give fake news, so can we. Fuck.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Hey, if he doesn't come on, all we got to go back and say, I said at some point in the future, maybe episode 429. Who knows?
It's true. We gonna do that many episodes?
Dude, that's like 10 years from now.
When I tilted my head, that was supposed to be a think bubble, like a Family Guy cutaway. The editor was he'll handle that.
Like that editor is going to get us Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, cool.
No, that's the producer.
Okay, same guy, but anyways, nonetheless,
Different hats.
Different hats. I wear many hats, many hats.
Don't. It's my favorite. My favorite hat. All right.
A WrestleVote source within the CW expects that last night's ECW themed episode of NXT will be the highest rated since the show's premiere on the network last month.
You're gonna have to read that again because the Mike Tyson list came out, and I was like, "What the fuck happened there?" Thor, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker's ass, and I'm gonna.
A WrestleVote source within the CW. A WrestleVote source within the CW expects that last night's ECW themed episode of NXT will be the highest rated since the show's premiere on the network last month.
No,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
Their debut episode was the biggest episode. Oh no, was there a week? The week after was a pretty big deal too.
2 weeks in a row it was.
Yeah,
the debut episode was the highest. In an SVG news article about production truck upgrades AEW has done since signing their new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, EVP Mike Manzuri said that starting in 2025, AEW will feature a sports-style presentation in Arena that will entertain fans in attendance during breaks in the television broadcast, just to make that experience for those in-house feel a bit more special. So what they're saying here is that they're going to go to a sports entertainment themed style in-house. I can't possibly understand why they would do that. They're a wrestling company, not sports entertainment.
Next,
I'm trying to realize that maybe their business model sucks.
They're dumb. They'll figure it out.
God forbid. You look at the biggest wrestling company in the world, and look how successful they are. But it's like, no, we're gonna do pro wrestling. 5 years later, they're going, oh fuck, maybe they know something we don't.
Estupido is what I say to that.
WrestleVote says WWE is extremely happy with Cody Rhodes as WWE champion, and he will remain so for the foreseeable future. He's seen essentially as a John Cena-like babyface.
I hear what they're saying. Don't compare him. I just can't.
I told you that last week or Friday or something. Then I brought up the question. Cody Rhodes is Hall of Fame now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But to say, I mean, you can compare him to Cena, sure, but it's still too soon to think he's Cena, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I see the similarities.
He'll never
He's
be
the good guy of good guys.
He'll never be Cena. Cena carried WWE on his fucking back for years. Cody has
not well enough because I didn't fucking watch.
Well, because you were busy being uninterested, and I don't blame you. You missed some good stuff. To be fair,
CM Punk was the only interesting thing that happened for like 15 years.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Next.
WrestleVotes. I like WrestleVotes. They report good news. They're like TRR. They love the wrestling industry. WrestleVotes says WWE is extremely happy with Cody Rhodes. WrestleVotes also say a Becky Lynch return could be happening sooner rather than later, as WWE has recently been in talks with athletic apparel retailers, and her name has come up in those talks.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've still been speculating it'll be Royal Rumble, but we still got a while till Rumble. But
3 months almost, 2.5
yeah,
months.
yeah. Could you bring her back sooner than that? Maybe. There was something I read, and I can't sort it.
This women's Royal Rumble is going to be wild this year.
Yeah, I can't cite because I forget where I saw this. But a question was made, and I only say Seth Rollins because of obviously Becky, but there was a comment made that there's not enough heels right now in WWE.
Becky
And
Lynch's heel is fun.
And Seth was like, "You're kind of right," because if you look at Raw, they got a good amount of heels, right? And then you go to SmackDown,
They got one of
Kevin
the greatest of all time, Gunther,
right? And then SmackDown's got Kevin Owens carrying the load,
which is also Kevin Owens' heel is fantastic.
right? But it's. I mean, I guess you count Nia, but Seth was kind of saying maybe we need a few more heels around here. I think that's a hint
for Becky, not Seth. Seth is heel. Seth needs to be a baby face, man.
No, I love heel Seth Rollins, but I don't know if I don't know if the crowd will turn on him.
I don't think so.
Because do you book Punk and Rollins and have one of them be a heel, or is it just going to be two polarizing figures?
Could CM Punk ever become a heel again? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. Although CM
take that
straddling
back.
that line, CM Punk is, I don't know.
Take that back. CM Punk is so good.
The Straight Edge Society was fun, man.
He could do it, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't think he will again, but he could. If that makes sense to me. He won't, because I don't know how much longer he's gonna go.
I figure a couple years at least.
Nah, no heel run.
I figure he goes for 2 to 3 years.
Maybe he can mix one in.
Anyways, fun. I do agree. I do love a good heel. Hence why I'm such a huge Gunther fan. That dude is classic heel, and he's killing it. Yes. Killing it. WrestleVotes Radio. They say Netflix is open to broadcasting live episodes of Monday Night Raw when they go overseas in the lead up to WrestleMania. That meaning that the 3 Raws from Europe will be live in the afternoon.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're still gonna have to watch them on delay, but
well, it's Netflix, so you just go on Netflix and click it, and it's there. It's great. Netflix is going to be the best thing that happens because Netflix has by far the best platform for streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the streaming services, their menus are clean. It's always reliable. It's gonna be night and day compared to like Sportsnet or whatever we watch it on now.
Peacock.
Yeah, night and day. And no delays, no running live and then delayed on the recording. It's just there.
God, that shit pissed me off.
Sportsnet does it. Peacock does it. Netflix doesn't. I've watched it. I watched that live roast of Tom Brady, and then as soon as it was over, it was there, ready to go.
Good. That's what you're supposed to do.
And it was already edited because the recording, the after live version, it's edited a little bit, and it was instantly edited. It's like they're editing it while they were going with it, and then they post it right away.
They're editing it on the fly. They're just whoop, that's how good they are.
Yeah. Okay. For what it's worth, Rob Van Dam told a fan on X he wished he could have had a match on NXT's ECW special, but said, "I'll be back."
Okay, come on, RVD.
Yeah, do it. That RVD stuff was fun, man. The whole show was fun. That show was fantastic. Sports Illustrated Sports Illustrated says Lance Anoa'i. 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 Is that how you
It's
say it? Anoa'i?
Anawahi.
Anoa'i. Thank you. Don't get mad. Why are you yelling at me? I'm sorry I can't pronounce a fucked up name. Anoa'i. How do I say it?
Anawahi.
Anoa'i. Anoa'i. I don't know why I keep
You're
wanting to add an Anna.
disrespecting
I'm not disrespecting. I just can't.
the family of the
It's
tribal chief.
ANOA''I. Solo, I love you. Jacob Fatu, so good. Calm the fuck down. Why are you always yelling at me? Anyways, Lance and Anoa'i signed with WWE in August and is slated to be featured on NXT. This after pics got out online of him with NXT wrestlers. All right, cool. PW Insider says people in WWE are hopeful that Rhea Ripley's injury isn't as bad as originally believed, but there is still no timetable for her return. WWE has a big role plan for her at WrestleMania 41 if she is back in time for the event. I've already said this. Look it up. Orbital bone fractures, unless surgery is required, is usually about 6 weeks.
Well, what's the big role? Winning a title, I assume.
Oh yeah, well, you got to get the title back on her eventually.
Do you drag Liv out as champion until then?
As much as you love Liv, I hope the fuck not.
I agree with you. The story's stale without Rhea, and the story was already getting stale. And now, do you wait to finish that story, or what do you do? We'll get to
Does
Monday Night
Tiffany
Raw.
cash in on Liv?
No, there's no way. I think it's got to be Nia.
Yeah. But like a Liv, like a Tiffy, Nia, both champion dynamic.
Nah, it's got to be Nia.
No.
It's got to be
Okay.
Nia.
WrestleNomics, Brandon Thurston, and Post Wrestling's John Pollock note that the WWID program has been in development for quite some time, and it was unlikely. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. WrestleNomics, Brandon Thurston, and Post Wrestling's John Pollock note that the WWID program has been in development for quite some time and was unlikely to happen if Vince McMahon was still in charge. Gabe Sapolsky is said to be heavily involved in the program.
Interesting. Okay. I like it.
I believe that. Vince McMahon was dead set against anything outside of WWE.
Yep.
Which goes to show the impact that Triple H has had on WWE. Yep. And the ability to see the outside world and not just the little bubble that WWE lived in for their entire existence. Which I guess you could probably attribute to the creation of AEW.
Partially, yeah. It's fair to say.
Because AEW has forced the WWE to expand and look at other things.
Yeah,
which probably wouldn't happen if AEW did not get created. WWE would continue to live in its own little bubble.
Yeah. World changes outside of it. You got to adapt.
Yeah. So yeah, WWID program, it's been this big talking point for the last couple of weeks. A lot of people said it was going to allow WWE to create a monopoly, and they were just trying to fuck over AEW. But it has been reported multiple times that if talent wants to go do shows and whatnot, they're allowed to. They can do shows. They can go do shows for AEW. They can go do shows for Ring of Honor. They can do shows for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if any of those companies want to sign them, WWE just either has to go, no, we want you in NXT, or yes, go ahead.
It's almost like a restricted free agent in hockey.
Yeah.
If a team wants to sign you, the team that owns your rights technically still can match their offer, or you're going to go there. Simple as that.
Yeah. It's already been reported that some of the talent, and I'll list off the talent here shortly, some of them actually recently had tapings with AEW and Ring of Honor since signing with the WWE program.
I wonder if AEW is going to be like, well, you're a WWE ID prospect. We're not going to use you.
Well, no, it's already been reported that they are.
Well, no, were they taped before that announcement was made?
No, since they announced.
Oh, okay.
They've already done tapings for Ring of Honor and AEW shows.
Maybe AEW is not that petty.
It'd be dumb for them to do that. They
Right.
just
Because some of the
lessen
talent you're
their
going to
talent
list,
pool.
I've been researching, and there's some fucking talent on that list.
The names alone are killing me. I love it. Um. Anyways, yeah. So the wrestlers who have been announced at WWID prospects currently have no restrictions on things like doing jobs on shows or taking bookings. WWE will not block them from taking AEW or Ring of Honor bookings. So far, the talent that has been announced signed to the WWE program: Bryce Donovan from Wrestling Open, Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones, fantastic fucking name. This is wrestling. Cartwheel Jack Summit, Game Changer Wrestling. Marcus
Juicy dub.
Mathers, the brother of Marshall, I would assume,
Yep.
from Game Changer Wrestling.
Juicy dub.
Real life action figure gal from Wrestling Open. These names are amazing, fantastic names. Sam Hardaway Holloway from International Wrestling Cartel. Sean Legacy from Pro Wrestling Revolution and NOA. That's the male talent. The female talent signed so far is Zeta Steel, Combat Zone Wrestling, and the petite powerhouse Zara Zacher from Millennium Pro Wrestling.
Zeta Steel is a name I've heard for about a year. And she's some people that are touting is going to be, she's going to make it like WWE will probably sign her.
The two names that I've known before they were signed to this, Zeta Steel, one, the other was Marcus Mathers.
Ice Williams, by the way, sorry, they don't have this on the list. It happened today. Ice Williams also just got added to the list. I don't know
Your
much
audio
about
is
her.
crackling a bit, but anyways, nonetheless.
Here, I exited that tab. Ice Williams is another name that is just announced as ID.
Another great fucking name. These wrestlers are coming up with great names. I mean, seriously, Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones. If that man's not on SmackDown, it's a loss. 5 schools have been announced for WWID program. Black and Brave Wrestling out of Davenport, Iowa. Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center out of Concord, New Hampshire. That can Knock X Pro Entertainment and Academy, Van Nuys, California. Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall School, Nightmare Factory out of McDonough, Georgia, and Reality of Wrestling out of Texas City, Texas.
Awesome.
QT Marshall recently had an interview, and he was asked about his involvement with this now WWID school and his attachment to AEW and all that stuff and what it means and all that stuff. And he went on a pretty long explanation of all that stuff. And basically, he said, I had to sit down with Tony Khan. Tony Khan brought it up, said, hey, yo, what's the deal with this? And QT basically said, I honestly didn't have any idea that this was happening. We had a school in California that we sold the building. Cody moved it to closer to be home, just down the road from where he lives, so he could be more involved with it. I go there maybe once a week to do training, and that's about it. I pretty much distanced myself from it at this moment because of its connection to WWE and my connection to AEW and all that stuff. And I feel like it's all just a big old bullshit story because QT Marshall and Cody Rhodes are QT's just like, fuck. No, of course not. I'm not really involved with
Yeah.
it.
Let me say what you want. I'm going to say what you want me to say, basically.
I don't know. It's just QT Marshall is the main trainer apparently of the Nightmare Factory, or has been, and it just seems weird that he's trying to make it sound like he's distanced himself from it, but I doubt it. He's probably just trying to keep his job in AEW at this moment.
Right.
But that's just me speculating. I'm not reporting that as news. I'm not Dave Meltzer, but I'm just thinking that it just sounds like he told Tony Khan what he wanted to hear. But anyways, that's it. The WWID program. It is. They announced it 2 weeks ago, roughly, and it is up and flying and moving. That's good news for it. It's good news for. It gives young wrestlers a chance to be noticed easier
I am a big fan.
instead of doing the grind. The hard grind.
They're still grinding. Don't get it twisted. They still got to do their thing. They've just been.
I said the hard grind where they're like running the like high school shows and shit and hoping to get noticed.
Which they're
now
still going to do those.
Yeah, but now they have a chance to be actually seen.
And
more easily.
I saw one of the one of the first videos that came out was William Regal was the one walking up and saying, "We've ID'd you. You're blah blah blah." He's definitely gonna have a big play in this. It's gonna be great. I think it's a fantastic thing. And what's funny is
I forgot about this. Go ahead.
All of the indie wrestlers are fans of it. I think we said this last week. All the indie wrestlers they love it. They're like, this is awesome. This is a really cool thing. Some people have put out like, I can chase this ID attachment to myself and get a chance to live a dream. And it's awesome. And the IWC hates it because, as we said, it's going to tear apart wrestling as we know it.
I don't think so. I think it's great.
Not. It's not. A majority of the IWC are liberals.
Well, you got to bring that up. Okay.
Sorry.
Anyways, Zeta Steel. So this brought up a little tirade on the internet and the IWC and all this shit recently with CM Punk. CM Punk posted on Twitter, Zeta Steel, welcome to the show. All the comments went wild. Some of the comments were like, fucking CM Punk needs to be investigated with this Vince McMahon stuff, and he's always going after these young 20-year-old women, and he's just being a predator and all this stuff, and he's married and he's cheating on his wife AJ all the time, and all these young women, and it's disgusting, and why is he even in the business with Vince McMahon allegations and all this shit? And it's like going, all right, pause. Wow. Crazy allegations out of nowhere. Crazy. If you've ever seen AJ and Punk together in social media and stuff, they are tighter than tight. They have a wonderful relationship. Also, CM Punk does live the straight edge life in real life, and he is a very dedicated person to living that kind of lifestyle. And there's more than just not drinking alcohol and doing drugs. It's meaning being dedicated and responsible and all that shit. It is a straight up lifestyle. Go look it up. And second of all, if you don't understand who Zeta Steel is, that's the daughter of Ace Steel, who is the mentor of CM Punk. So figure it out.
Yeah, people are dumb. That's all I have to say on that. I don't want to dwell on that. People are fucking stupid for assuming stupid shit like that.
But the big thing is, it's Zeta Steel. That's his mentor's daughter. Of course, he's going to say something about it.
Hello. Yeah, no, stupid.
This week's Wrestling Observer newsletter claims that a lot of talent at AEW. Oh, there's more. At AEW's Philadelphia taping last weekend seemed very excited over the story regarding Ring of Honor's TV deal negotiations. It was described by some as a light at the end of the tunnel. So apparently, and it's good, if Jericho's being the face of Ring of Honor and he's going to help kind of get it going, that makes sense. And yeah, there is some excitement there. Jericho is somebody who knows the business. And honestly, once Jericho is done wrestling, which should be relatively pretty soon,
nope,
he's not leaving the business by any means. He's going to be he's going to be in the wrestling industry till the day he dies. 100%. That guy is wrestling.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, this one's good. Per the Observer, it's expected that next year's Forbidden Door event will take place in London's O2 Arena. AEW will probably need to wait until WWE's extended European tour in March is over before officially announcing the venue or putting tickets on sale, depending on what the specifics were for the WWE deal. They're scared of WWE, apparently.
Stop competing with WWE, AEW. You need to worry about TNA. They're pulling just the same numbers and crowds that you are. Quit worrying about that. You're not competing with WWE. Get that out of your fucking head. Finally, please. There's no competition anymore. They own you.
But Jericho said that they're going to beat Raw in the ratings.
Never have, never will.
They can't even beat NXT in the ratings.
Boom.
PW Insider notes that Will Ospreay's recent absence from AEW's television was due to a work visa renewal issue. He had to remain issue. Good English there, Jarrett. Well, I just said my real name on live on air. Wow.
All right.
from AEW television was due to a work visa renewal issue. He had to remain in the United Kingdom until it was resolved. Editor, cut out that part where I said my name. I'm RK. That is all I'm doing.
Yeah, editor.
Last one. Fightful Select mentioned that Paul Heyman was backstage at SmackDown this week in Buffalo, New York.
Is he not always backstage?
Yeah, he is. I don't know why. It's Fightful, remember?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Paul Heyman's a writer for the show, people. Of course he's there.
That's it. That's all you got. Seems like a lot of
That's all I got. That's it.
fucking. I felt like all I heard was observer. Fucking Christ!
I
Man.
told you, Dave Meltzer had a week. Did I not say that at the start of
You
this
did.
segment? That
You
Dave
did.
Meltzer had a week.
He did have a week. And speaking of a week, there was a week of wrestling. We already hit on what happened on Wednesday night. But of course, there was a Raw from Saudi Arabia, pre-recorded, of course, and SmackDown from, as RK said, Buffalo, New York. We're going to dive into the shows and break them down for you and talk about what we liked, if there's things we didn't like. And of course, if you want to know about the AEW rundown, I'll run through it very quickly. It'll probably take me less time than a WWE speed match. With that being said, we will be right back and we will get into This Week in Wrestling's recaps. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Top Rope Renegades. My name is Kurt, alongside RK, who stepped away for a quick second, and he's back. Just like that. Like clockwork. Let's get into Monday Night Raw, shall we? This was pre-recorded in Saudi Arabia, but we kick off the show with Liv Morgan gloating about what she did to Rhea Ripley, interrupted by Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Morgan says that they both have too much of an ego to actually be friends. The only thing keeping them together is the Women's Tag Team Championship. Liv helping make the split? We'll see. Bianca challenges Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to a tag match on the spot. Adam Pearce comes out to stop this from happening because he's booking a number one contenders women's battle royal match, and then Bianca slaps the shit out of Liv Morgan.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was brutal.
The smack heard around the world. There's a video of Liv smacking the shit out of Raquel, by the way, from like way back, which was very similar to Bianca smacking Liv. So Raquel was probably like, yeah, that's what you get. We have a women's battle royal match. Here is the competitors. We have Lyra Valkyria, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Isla Ivy Nile, Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, Zelina Vega, Shayna Baszler, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Sonya Deville. Io Sky is your winner in the new number one contenders for Liv Morgan's World Championship. What did you think of this battle royal to kick off Monday Night Raw?
Well, I'll tell you what Uncle Dave has to say about it. He went on Twitter and said, Io Sky may be the best women's wrestler in North America right now.
It's a conversation.
Before we get into that conversation, because we might as well at this point. You said we should, and we will. Dave, if AEW fails, WWE will not take you back. So stop saying crazy things. Yes,
Right.
Io Sky is amazing. Is she the best wrestler in North America right now?
It's a conversation. She's so good.
She's fantastic. The best?
Who's the best?
Mercedes Hogan.
Be serious. Who's best?
Seriously though, we haven't even scratched the surface of what Stephanie Bricker is going to bring to this.
Don't do this. That's fair. So you can't say she's the best right now. You can't say that.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
Okay, but at this very moment, she's in.
At this very moment, it's still Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley's hurt.
Who gives a fuck?
I think
it doesn't take away the fact that she's the best currently.
I think Io's better than Rhea, and I mean that.
No,
Rhea does the big power moves. Don't take this as I'm insulting Rhea. Rhea is fucking amazing. Rhea's got the following. Io in ring might be better than Rhea Ripley
because she does a moonsault.
Why would you think that that's the reason? I'm just saying, I think Io is better than her in the ring.
Yeah, but you can't just look at the in-ring work.
Well, yeah, I am in this moment. If you want to throw in the outside stuff, it's hard not to argue Rhea. I get that. She's got the biggest following. I just think Io is fucking great. And she doesn't get as much love as she should get.
Well, that's because they had her in a horrible heel position for a while.
And then held down. No offense to Damage Control. I love Damage Control, but she was playing second fiddle to Bayley and Asuka.
We need Asuka back.
Even though she was the world champion, I felt like she was playing second fiddle to Bayley and Asuka.
She was.
Everybody knows how good Asuka is, and Bayley's Bayley.
I can't put her as the best female wrestler in North America right now. I'm sorry.
And if you want to be real honest with you for a second, I think the best women's wrestler in North America, even though she's been hurt, is Charlotte Flair.
See, I don't know enough of Charlotte Flair's career to make that assumption.
I'm willing to say Charlotte Flair. She's good enough. She's good for a reason. I mean, she's fantastic. There's a reason she's won so many world titles. She deserved it.
Well, she's also lost so many world titles too, though.
You win them and you lose them. You don't hold them forever.
Tell that to Roman.
Fair enough. I don't know. It's a conversation. If you're watching, put in the comments who's the best women's wrestler in North America right now. And I love how you had to service that with North America. Like, who's better overseas?
Honestly, who is better overseas?
Say the world. Because the best wrestlers in the world wrestle.
I can't think of one wrestler like that is a prominent position as.
I got none that are overseas, to be real with you. And that maybe that's bad on my part because I don't pay that much attention. But no names pop to my mind.
It's not like New Japan has a very strong women's division.
They don't. The strong women's division does, but who's the headliner of that right now? A woman that's not there all the time. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a conversation in the comments. Who's the best women's wrestler in the world right now? At this very
we
moment.
Have not scratched the surface of Stephanie McCure or Julia, or even for that fact, Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Or for that fact, Zarya.
Yep. And another name that should be in there is an honorable mention. She's not, but I think she's had one hell of a 2024. Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a conversation. Io Sky eliminated Lyra Valkyria with a German suplex from the apron to the floor to win this match, by the way.
I do got to say, Lyra has not had the best main roster run, but there's a lot of potential there, and I think they'll figure it out with her. There's a lot of rumors that they're going to be repackaging Valkyria at some point here, which they should. They've done it in the history of wrestling. If it's not one thing's not working, figure it out. She's got it. I think she does it. I've never been a fan of her current gimmick, but I think there is something there.
Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are shown getting in a disagreement backstage about losing their most recent opportunity to become World Tag Team Champions. And then we get an interruption by the Wyatt Six. A video starts playing, and it's a video of The Miz being held hostage. And it was revealed that Bo Dallas was always coming after The Miz. A clip was played from when Miz telling Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel that they would be stars their families would be proud of. This was back in 2017 when they were the lackeys for The Miz. And I forgot all about that. So when this video played, I was like, oh, shit. There's the history here. So Bo Dallas is pointing out that The Miz is next for the Wyatt Six. RK, welcome back to the show.
I'm sorry. It's just winter stuffiness.
Gotcha. What do you think of
this? This was good. All the stuff that he was good. And what's wild is Dexter Loomis coming in at the end and grabbing him. because Miz and Dexter definitely have a history too.
Yep. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw next week. R-Truth is backstage greeting Damian Priest, and he makes a crack at Chad Gable by saying that Kurt Angle shrunk. Gable talks to Ivy Nile, reveals that Julius Creed and Brutus Creed are not at the show because Brutus is getting married. Gable was pissed that Brutus's wife was more important than for him being there, and he called Ivy his Lady Liberty, tried and true.
But can we pause for a second? Do you actually remember this segment from the show?
I do not.
I've seen it reported on multiple sites that this segment happened with R-Truth saying that to Chad Gable, and then the Brutus Creed scene. But I do not, for the life of me, I cannot remember actually seeing that happen.
Me either. That's why I'm reading. That's why I've read it like that, and I'm kind of like, this happened.
But I've heard it from multiple sources that it did happen, and I've seen clips of it happening, but I don't remember it airing on the show. I wonder if Peacock was in commercial early or something, and it was on other networks.
I'm very interested now, to be honest with you. Give me 1 second while I'll pull it up, and I'm gonna run it back real quick.
I'm gonna pull up my Sportsnet feed and take a look as well.
But up next,
actually, just go to just do a quick pause. We're gonna look at this, and we're gonna come back.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna find out what the hell happened on Monday Night Raw and what we missed. Okay, I don't have it on YouTube TV.
I don't have it on Sportsnet feed, which is wild. So I want to know. I wonder what feed had it.
Wonder if it was like a exclusive on X or something. Because they do post those.
No, but it was reported like it was on the show.
We'll have to look that up after the show and get more deep with it. The next match, the War Raiders taking on the New Day. The War Raiders are going to pick up the win here after Xavier Woods tagged himself in too early, leading to miscommunication, picking up another loss for the New Day. I think Kofi's in the wrong here because there are clips of them doing this exact same maneuver, and apparently Kofi just didn't get the memo. So Xavier's not the bad guy here.
When he originally said that, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, no, actually, that makes perfect sense. They do it all the time.
Yeah. Kofi's
tagged himself in. Kofi hits the Trouble in Paradise. Xavier hits the No Limit, and it's done.
Done. Yeah, they're not on the same page. It was announced that there will be special stuff going on for the New Day for their 10-year celebration.
Big E's showing up for sure. Big E's showing up.
Rumors are speculating about a barbershop window.
No. Dude. We started that rumor.
You know what? Just to shout out to Kyle Wells.
There is no fucking way that's actually being rumored.
1 second. I'm gonna pull up the tweet here. By the way, Kyle did put out on his Twitter that Chelsea Green should be the first ever women's United States champion.
Yep. I knew I liked that guy.
Good guy, great guy. Just taking a quick scroll through Kyle's Twitter because he put it out.
Also, from last week, if you watched last week's episode, he told us to go watch a match that he was previously in. We watched that, and you know what?
Entertaining.
It's not polished or anything, but fucking entertaining as shit. Good job, man.
All right. This week should be coming up here in just a second. No, talking about NXT. Oh, here we go. Actually, you know what? RK, I think we can just play this
Big
video.
E plays Brutus the briefcase role. Brutus the briefcase. What is wrong with me today?
Brutus the briefcase.
I definitely have a lisp today. If Big E is Brutus the beefcase, I'm done. I'm over it. I can't speak anymore.
Come in.
We're getting flagged.
Hey, Kof.
What's up?
How are you, man? Where's Woods?
Good, man. To be honest, I don't know. Off somewhere doing something. I don't know.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk to both of you, but anyway, you're here this year. 10 years as New Day. It's time to celebrate, man. You guys are one of the most decorated tag teams in WWE history. Because of that, if it's cool with you guys, I actually wanted to dedicate a special episode of Raw to celebrating you.
An entire episode?
An entire episode.
Wow.
So, I mean, I wish he was here to talk about it too. If it's cool with you guys.
That's a great idea,
Yeah?
man.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
why wouldn't we be cool with it? Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I don't want to assume anything. Like I said, I want to talk to both of you. But, I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest, lately,
I know it looks like the New Day's going through a little bit of a rough patch,
a little bit.
but I feel like when this anniversary comes around, everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're in?
Yeah.
It's
I will
not.
make arrangements. I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. 10 years, man.
10 years. Get excited.
It's not going to go well.
So, Kyle saying recipes of the New Day. Remember when the New Day reincarnated, recreated this segment?
No, not at all.
It's happened before, and I think it may happen again. Yeah, it'd be interesting if it actually happens. I don't know, but you know how it is. It's happening, man. It's been teased for too long.
Big E's not going to be able to save it. Big E can't save this.
Up next, Sami Zayn. He comes out and he speaks Arabic to the crowd. The crowd is very happy about that. Says he's happy that he was able to do that on WWE TV. He gets interrupted by Jey Uso. Jey asks him if he kicked Roman on purpose on Saturday. They were immediately interrupted by Jimmy. Jimmy says that everybody's mad.
We're all there watching it. It
Yeah.
was clearly that Solo moved the fuck out of the way.
Jimmy
Come on.
says that everybody's mad and that Jay should be too because Sammy is family. Zayn says he won't have his loyalty questioned again and put on trial by this family, so he says he's out. Jay says he was wrong and that Sammy is family, and he invites him to SmackDown to talk it over with Roman Reigns. We'll get to SmackDown here in a minute, and we'll see how this goes. But yeah, Arcade just said it. You all were there. We saw what happened, bro.
Y'all were staring at it as it happened.
We get Seth Rollins cutting a promo about tonight's main event, and then we get a 5-star banger from Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. Dragon Lee's gonna pick up the win.
That fucking tastic.
But seriously, go watch this match. This match, these two put on a fucking wrestling clinic.
I did not think that their two styles would mesh this well, but
yeah. Ray came out to interfere a little bit to help out Dragon Lee. It gave enough time for Dragon Lee to pick up the win. Gunther and Ludwig were interviewed by Jackie Redmond. Gunther said that he and Ludwig need to be better moving forward after Ludwig lost to Sheamus and he lost to Cody. This was just really good. He was like, we both have to be better. And he walked off and Ludwig's like, shit.
Gunther just fucking cooking.
Main event time. Fatal 4-way World Heavyweight Championship contender. Number 1 contender match. Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest. Damian Priest is going to pick up the win and be your new number 1 contender. This came from an assistance of Bronson Reed, who attacked Rollins, Priest, and Sheamus. Seemed like Dom was going to steal the win here, and I was very, very intrigued to see this happen. He did hit all of them with tsunamis, sent Rollins through a table, and then after the match, Gunther emerged to confront Damian Priest with a nice little stare down. Michael Cole did say he will get his rematch sometime down the road. We don't know when. We don't know where, but I think Survivor Series makes sense. What did you think of the main event?
Man, this match really could have gone always. All 4 of them could have technically won for different reasons.
Imagine
Dominic, just for the pure fact of the path that he's on in WWE right now. Rollins is just always an option because it's Seth Rollins. Rey Mysterio still in it just to get absolutely destroyed by Gunther could have happened. And it's not Rey. Dom. Sorry,
yes,
Dom.
okay.
His path still in it. Getting destroyed by Gunther. It would have been fantastic. Sheamus and Gunther, the history there, it could have worked too. Any of these, it was really a moment where you're like, I'm not 100% sure who's going to win this match.
Damian wins. Damian Gunther get cool. Do you think there is a time where Dominic Mysterio holds a world title?
Yes.
I can't wait.
If not late next year, 2026 for sure.
I can agree with that. That was Monday Night Raw from Saudi Arabia. They're back to the States this coming week. And up next, that brings us to Tuesday. No. It's a Wednesday. You know what, RK? We're going to do things a little different here. we're gonna get these AEW losers out of the way real quick, if that's okay with you.
Okay, you're talking. I'm gonna go grab a coffee.
Cool. Here's what happened on AEW. The Hurt Syndicate opened things up and recap their actions, talk about Bobby and Swerve taking each other on at Full Gear. Orange Cassidy, John Moxley feud happens. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy took on the Death Riders, Pac and Claudio Castagnoli. The match started on the rampway. I don't think this match ever had. Yep, match was thrown out. Ricochet calls out the Don Callis family. The conglomeration defeated the Learning Tree. Tomorrow, Ishii pinned Chris Jericho and posed over him with the Ring of Honor World Championship. Adam Cole defeated Malachi. I'm going to wait for RK to come back on this one, actually. Jamie Hayter and Penelope Ford had a match. Jamie Hayter picked up the win. Ricochet and Powerhouse Hobbs in the main event took on Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. Ricochet announced Hobbs as a mystery partner to start of the match. Hobbs was a former member of the Don Callis family. After the match, Mark Davis came out to stop Kyle from doing further damage to Ricochet. Fletcher and Takeshita picked up the win. Sorry. And I wish RK was here for this. It says Konosuke take shits on Fightful. Good job, Fightful. You're doing fantastic. Next week, Will Ospreay will return to gain a measure of revenge on Kyle Fletcher. The babyfaces did stand tall to end the match. With that being said, let's go back up to
Who's taking a shit?
So yeah, thank God you're back for this. I ran through everything. There's two things you're here for. One on Fightful, it says Ricochet and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke take shits.
Whoa, Powerhouse! You mean the Monstar Hobbs?
You care about that? Konosuke take
do.
shits. It says take shits.
No, it doesn't. It does not. Sean, proofread your shit. Fuck's sakes.
Oh, everybody's gonna see this. Discord. Save image.
It actually does. Oh my god.
Yeah. So Konosuke takes shits. There it is. Konosuke takes shits. It's
the
almost
Monstar,
the
Monstar
Monstar.
Hobbs versus the take shits.
But I wanted you to come back for this. This was a conversation that was had. Adam Cole had a match with Malachi Black where Adam Cole picked up the win. The ending of the match has been thrown into question of whether Malachi Black is on the outs and out of AEW because of how it ended. It seemed that Malachi called for the ending of the match early, and they went to shake hands, and Malachi just hugged him, rolled out the wing, and that was that. Speculation is that
rolled out the wing.
Yeah, we're both struggling today, huh? The speculation is Malachi's Black contract could be coming to an end soon. No confirmation on that.
The speculation is incorrect. Malachi posted a video the next day saying there's always rumors that I'm leaving, that I'm doing something, that I'm not signed, that I'm signing, that I'm not doing it, and none of that's true. The match went the way it was supposed to.
Okay. I wish it didn't. That's your AEW quick speed recap.
That being said, he might have looked at what happened with the Lucha Bros and said, I ain't fucking saying shit, dog.
I'm keeping my mouth shut. All right, let's talk about an actual wrestling show. This was NXT from the 2300 Arena.
The shade is real. The shade is real.
We kick things off with a fantastic cold open, by the way, from NXT with the old ECW theme and the grainy footage. It looks fantastic. First match of the night, hardcore match. Dawn Marie is a special guest referee. Jada Parker, Lola Vice. They set the tone for the night here. Jada Parker picks up one with a hip check. But this match had all of the hardcoreness that you would expect. They put on a banger. What'd you think of the match?
This match was fantastic. Right off the hop, the cold open, hyped. Also proven that NXT does have the best women's division in wrestling because over 50% of that cold open was the women wrestlers.
They opened and closed the night.
Yep. Also, honestly, good marketing, good gimmick. People show up to the show. You got two beautiful women going at it. You know, it's marketing. Sex sells, always has, always will. And then ending the show. But the thing is that it's not 20 years ago and they're just there for that reason. These women can fucking wrestle. And it's fantastic. NXT women wrestling on 80-90% of the time, banner matches usually. They're talented as fuck. This match was just wild. The cold open to this match, hard hitting, tons of weapons, crazy stuff. At one point, we're like, "Is that a fucking brick?" Yes, it is. Just everything just worked. It was just chaos and it was fun. And Dawn Marie didn't add anything to the match except what she was supposed to add to the match, and she was there. She was there for nostalgia reasons. We all know why she was there. We're not going to pretend like we don't. Wrestling, like I said, sex sells. It's simple. It was just a fantastic, fun match. I'm reading like the guy that I follow here for my reviews. I don't know if he just is on his period or something right now, but he's slamming this match literally. Like, this is what he has to say about this, and it blows my mind. This guy used to be. I might just be upset with him because he seems to be favoring AEW more than WWE right now, and I might just be biased towards him. But he used to like the same shit like 2 years ago, so I don't really know what's up with this guy. But nonetheless, I'm gonna read what he has to say, and then you tell me what you think. This is his review of the match. As usual, in modern hardcore style matches, there were far too many weapons and it brought the match down. Throwing a brick to the head being a near fall, and it was more than a bit much to take. Marie didn't add a thing whatsoever either, and the whole thing felt like a match for the live crowd, despite it not being entirely thought out.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, 100%. And then his AEW shows have been all ranked like 9 out of 10s or higher for the last 2 months.
What do you give this show?
Do you think AEW thinks their shit out? Because they sure the fuck don't. He gave this one a 7.5.
I think it was better than that.
Anyways, nonetheless, he's pissed me off a little bit, but he still does get he breaks down his reviews really well. But nonetheless, I can't endorse him at the moment. Fantastic match. So much fun.
Fake news. RVD was speaking with Kalani Jordan backstage, but he gets attacked by Wes Lee. The family, Channing Stax Lorenzen, Luca Rizzo, they get confronted by the full-blooded Italians, Nunzio and Tony Mamaluke, who stated that D'Angelo would pay tax for trying to invade their territory, with Nunzio getting a shot at the North American title tonight. We were both speculating there's no way Nunzio's actually going to have a match here. Somebody else is going to show up. Newsflash, Nunzio has a match.
Did you talk about the Wes Lee part?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that was quick. Okay, cool.
It was pretty quick.
Glanced over that.
Wes Lee attacking RVD. I mean, it happened.
While he was having a little conversation with Kalani, they're having a good time. Wes Lee comes in, pushes the camera on over. That guy is a paid employee, Wes. Chill the fuck out. And then attacks Rob Van Dam, which just doesn't seem like a great idea.
Nope, never does. Let's see if it comes back to hurt him. Javon Evans takes on Wes Lee. And these two, what'd you expect? I mean, these two are going to put on a high-flying banger of a match. They do just
fuck
that.
This guy. I can't read his shit right now. It's pissing me off.
Javon Evans picks up the win with a 5-star frog splash because RVD did come out, distracted Wes Lee after he got a chair, causing Evans to regain control of the match at one point. Javon hit a full-length frog splash. He didn't really connect with it.
I don't understand why he was so far.
He was
at the other fucking corner of the ring.
Javon got there. It was
barely.
Crazy. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was great. I'll tell you what Buddy thought about it, though. I cannot get into Evans, and this wasn't helping. I'm not sure how many cutters you need to use in a single match, but Evans was flirting with the maximum allowed. Lee taking the loss, even with interference, isn't the most appealing thing either here, especially to such a horrible-looking finisher.
Shut up, bitch!
But this same guy thinks that 10 minutes of Jericho and whoever the fuck he was, Ishii doing elbow strikes back and forth is awesome.
He can't get into Evans.
can't get into Evans.
I just took that personally.
I'm taking it personally. This guy's pissing me off today. I've touted this guy in the past, and now I'm taking it all back.
Let's go to the next stuff and see what happens here. A recurring theme continues.
Great match. Fantastic match.
Yes.
How can you? That
yes.
match was fun. Okay, I was hyped. The moves were wild. The height he gets on those cutters is ridiculous. The RVD stuff was fun. Like, Wesley is fantastic. Honestly, truly is fantastic wrestler. The kid's got a bright future. Javon Evans is rough around the edges still, but he's developed. He's getting better every time, which is a good thing to see. From what he was like 3-4 months ago when he first debuted to what he is now, he's leaps and bounds better already. His speaking's getting better. Everything. He's developing. He's 20 years old. Like, let's go. Fun. If you went into this show expecting a technical, laid out, perfectly, you missed the essence of what this show was meant to be and what it was, because I was jumping around. I was hyped. I hadn't been this hyped for a wrestling show in a long time. I was excited. I would pop for shit. Like, I was having fun. And you know what? The 2 hours of this show flew by, and that's a good thing.
Yep, it really did fly by. Eddie Thorpe, a reoccurring theme here, speaking to Ava tries to speak to Ava backstage, but Ava said they'll have to postpone because she's heading out to make an announcement. Ava, Stevie Turner, and Robert Stone come out to announce that the Iron Survivor Challenge will be returning to NXT Deadline. Have you seen an Iron Survivor match yet, RK?
I still don't know what it is.
Cool, because we started watching after this. We'll watch one. We'll catch up on one. There's a wild one that involves Braun Breaker. Yeah, they're really cool. I like the concept. It's Shawn Michaels kind of spin on an Iron Man match-esque thing. Anyway, coming back to NXT Deadline, which will be taking place.
Oh, wait. I think I might have. Dijak's been in a couple of them, hasn't he?
Maybe. Yeah.
Is this where, like, one opponent every 5 minutes, a new wrestler or something?
Something like that, yeah. I think it's 5.
Okay. I think I've seen this. I think I watched Dijak in one of these matches a little while back.
Mm-hmm. Robert Stone proceeds to shit talk Philadelphia, which is his death wish, because the lights go out, and when they come back on, it is the former ECW television champion Rhino who catches him with a gore.
He was at Rhino was at an indie show here in British Columbia back in the spring. I gotta see him.
A freaking legend. But yeah.
I popped hard. Oof.
I wanted it to be Sandman so bad. Jordan Grace, Kalani Jordan, Stephanie Vacour, Julia, and Zaria were speaking backstage ahead of their match. They get interrupted by Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, who have a stare down with Julia and Stephanie Vacour. Sign your death wish, ladies. That's all I got to say.
That's your takeaway from this? Did you know Kalani Jordan speaks Spanish?
She did start speaking Spanish, which was very interesting. Ethan Page and Ridge Holland taking on Bubba Ray Dudley and Trick Williams. Oh yeah, this did happen. Holy shit. Not the match. What? The winners. Ethan Page and Ridge Holland pick up the win. With a roll-up.
You forgot that happened?
Yeah, well, because of what happened after, because it kind of, it was like, well.
No.
Go ahead.
That made sense. That obviously made sense.
It was Ridge Holland pinning the NXT champion. Yes. What'd you think of the match?
I didn't think about that for them. I thought he rolled up, but no. Anyways, obviously because they're setting up Ridge and Trick here. Ridge, my lord, what a transformation of that man. Because right now I am hyped for Ridge and his direction at this moment. And what was it? 8 months ago he fucking quit the business. So. Yeah, what a transformation. Ridge Holland is a beast. I'm liking everything I'm seeing from him right now. And this was a fun match. Again, a fun match. This whole night was just fun, exciting. Throw away all the politics of wrestling and everything. Sit back and just enjoy the shit out of it. You got the East dub chance, you got the NXT chance, you got everything going on. You got Bubba doing all the fun
that shirt.
Like everything. Just fantastic fucking show.
So there was leading up to it where Ethan Page made the comments saying, "Ain't nobody getting put through a table." So the roll up happens, and Ethan Page is the last one left there in the ring, and they attack Page, and Bubba yells, "Trick, get the tables." Ain't no tables. Ethan Page had gotten rid of all the tables somehow,
Smart.
and it was like, oh, okay. Devon Dudley is there with a table.
Popped.
Comes
Fucking
out.
popped.
They set up the table. Bubba and Trick slam Ethan Page through a table to end this match. I did want to bring up there was a wrestling dirt sheet on X that said reports are that Bubba and Devon have signed Legends deals with the WWE. Bubba replied to it and said, "Hey, you stupid fucking idiot. We signed those deals at the start of the year, but go ahead."
Dirt sheets, man. Gotta love them. Wow,
Gotta
fuck.
love
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the dirt sheets. So
Very, very true. Backstage, Fatal Influences, JC Jane, Jasmine Nixon, Fallon Henley are with Cora Jade and NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, who promise to get their hands raised in the air in victory. What?
no love for Dion Lennox or Ashante or
Yeah,
Petrovich.
I'm not my notes, brother. Sorry.
All right. So before that happened, Dion Lennox comes up to Ashanti the Adonis and asks him about going from woman to woman. Carmen Petrovic comes in to ask about the other woman Adonis was with last week. Adonis isn't interested, but but remember that last week was her birthday.
Yes.
That's enough to win Petrovic over. Again, with Lennox looking surprised in the background.
It was funny because Ashanti's like, "I'm not interested. I got options. Girl, bye." And he goes,
But it was your
"By the
birthday
way,"
last week,
he
wasn't
goes,
it?
"But by the way, happy belated birthday." Walks off, and and Dion's like,
You remembered my
"Damn."
birthday?
She's like, "You remember my birthday?" Like, really? Come on, that's toxic. That's toxic. But yeah, and then obviously after that, JC Jane, Jasmine Nixon, all of that. The NXT North American Championship match: Tony D'Angelo defending against Nunzio.
This
We
happened.
both thought somebody else was coming out, like on behalf of Nunzio. Nah. Nunzio had the match, and Nunzio was doing stuff that I can't do. He lost. Tony.
I
got the
loved it.
win.
It was a spot. It was a quick little spot fest. Nunzio got the drop kick in. He did some crazy, like it was funny. The end in there where he was going up for the spine buster, and he's just like,
And you see him tap his back. Do it. Put me out. Boom. Yeah, they hug after the match, and all is well in the Italian family. After speaking with Lexus King, where William Regal gets confronted by the No Quarter Catch crew, Charlie Dempsey, Ren St. Clair, Miles Bourne, and Tavion Heights. Regal suggests that what? You go.
So before this happened, Sean Spears and Brooke Jensen are backstage. Sean Spears basically just tells Jensen, be ready for next week. And Jensen's like, huh? What? Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
And I'm going to kind of go on my own here with this segment. Lexus King and William Regal talking where Lexus keeps apologizing and saying he couldn't do it. He don't want to be his father. And William Regal puts him over and saying, you're on the right path, blah, blah, blah. But then, yes, Charlie Dempsey, Ren St. Clair, Miles Bourne, and Tavion Heights show up. Regal suggests that Heights and Bourne should target the tag titles, which that would actually be a really good tag team, to try and make a run at those titles, I think. Before saying, you might have to help me here because it's not in my, obviously I don't have notes. There is a spot where Ren says he's father-like. He's very, very, very father-like to Charlie.
My hat was bugging the shit out of me.
Yeah, Ren says, he's very father-like.
I don't know if Ren was just being Ren or if she was literally starstruck being next to William Regal there, but she just couldn't. Her grin on her face was, she's, oh my god, it's William Regal.
Yes. We get a vignette.
You gotta remember that all wrestlers at one point were fans.
Oh yeah,
and especially the young wrestlers, they grew up on the William Regals and all that stuff.
Yep. We get a vignette for Nikita Lyons, who vows to steamroll past all of the NXT Women's Division and starts with Adriana Rizzo next week. So
Let's
Rizzo
go.
versus Nikita next week.
I like Rizzo a lot too, but I'm conflicted at the moment.
I think Nikita should pick up the win. That's just me. Ava was met by the NXT Tag Champs, Axiom and Nathan Frazier, and Ava tells them that she's going to address the state of the tag division next week. We get ECW legend Francine, who was spotted in the crowd. Arcade takeover.
You're killing me.
It's not my
killing
notes.
So all that did go down, but then the ending part is what mattered. Is Axiom thinks that the tag division meeting next week will be a great way to scout everyone at once, but Frazier sees it as a week off and leaves.
Did you see? I'm gonna try and get it pulled up. Shouldn't be hard. There were some house shows. I think I told you this. There were some house shows that took place, and Frazier.
You did not tell me this because I would remember you telling me this.
I'm gonna share screen. I'm just gonna go through Nathan Frazier's Twitter here. There was a moment where they were scheduled to defend their tag titles, and Frazier wasn't there. It should be coming up here in a second. Here it is. Here we go.
Oh, so, the phone call one was that.
So time is running out for Frazier to show up to defend the titles, and Frazier's like, "We have a title match." He said, "I called you 20 times. What are you doing?" And here is his phone log.
Seth Rollins 3 times, Ava twice, a Zoom meeting, Conan Lycan, Axiom 21 times, did not answer.
So yeah, they're having a good time with the potential. Maybe there's a split coming. I don't know. I do kind of want the split just to see them two put on a singles match together.
I must have said this last week or recently, but Nathan Frazier is ridiculously fucking good. And Axiom is too, but Nathan Frazier is ridiculously
Wasn't
fucking
there
good.
reports that came out that people were saying Nathan Frazier is like the next big thing?
I think so. I could see it.
And yeah, I agree. He's got all the potential in the world. They're I'm just gonna read. Okay, main event time. This is what they have: Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Fatal Influence via pinfall. F5 from Zarya on Perez.
What?
Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Fatal Influence via pinfall.
No, I heard you. Is that all that there is? All right, so I'll go through the match recap here. So we get the main event, 10-woman tag team match.
Wait. Go ahead.
This is just still weird.
Yeah, you're right.
And see, it doesn't even flow because you're on that side of your room and I'm on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
so it actually does flow perfectly.
Yeah,
but when you flip it around, we're completely backwards.
That was weird. I didn't like that.
All right, so the match here. Jordan starts off with an arm drag and drop kicks Henley to start it off.
Don't do all this.
Here. What?
Are you going through the fucking whole match?
Yeah. All right, Jordan arm drags and drop kicks Henley to start, and it's off to Vakir for a springboard crossbody. Nix comes in and gets caught with the 619, setting up a double elbow to give Julia 2. It's off to Perez, who gets caught with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. A shot from the apron slows Julia down, though, and Perez hits a running drop kick against the ropes. Zarya comes in for a tease of a powerbomb, but all 10 get in for shouting and brawling. The villains are sent to the floor, and Jordan hits a big moonsault as we take a break. That moonsault was insane. Fucking the arc on it was wild.
Yeah.
Back from commercial with Jordan being sent outside, where Nix takes out Julia and Vakir with a dive. Jordan fights up back inside, but Henley breaks up a tag attempt. Not that it matters, as it's a diving tag off to Grace to clean house. Grace is just a different.
This was a fun. Animal. She went through everybody.
Just Jordan Grace is gonna wreck house when she shows up. A Vader bomb hits Jade for 2, and Zarya and Grace double powerbomb gets 2 more. We hit the parade of knockdowns until everyone is down as Jakara, Jackson, and Last Legend come out. More dives take them out as well, and it's off to Perez. Zarya spears Grace by mistakes, but pops back up with the F5 to pin Perez at 15:04.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah, this match was fantastic. That's not what I wanted.
Man, wild match, fantastic match.
Yeah, the
You
winners.
figured? How did you figure that one out?
Dude, I don't know. I just did fingers together like this. So I think that's confetti.
That's Hunger Games. Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Hunger Games.
What? Just because I'm German, don't you fucking get it twisted.
Don't do that angle like that. That
Yes, see that? This guy, he instantly goes to the worst possible scenario in his head.
that's all I've heard on the news.
Jesus Christ, chill the fuck out. Du bist einen Scheißkopf, okay?
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this match was fantastic. The Jordan Grace getting speared by Zarya moment was pretty funny because on Twitter, Jordan was like, I guess you can't see through the makeup or something. So Jordan Grace Zarya match potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Jordan, the standout in this was Zarya picks up the one with her F5 is insane. I don't know who stood out the most in this match. I think everybody equally just did their thing, if that makes sense.
Jordan Grace,
really.
Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vicker.
You're just biased on that one, but if I'm picking the MVP of the match, it's Jordan Grace. I think
Jordan Grace, fantastic.
When she got that hot tag and she just cleaned house, and when she did it, and then there was like the pin attempt, you were like, "Well, did we catch up? That was fast." It was really, really fast. No, it was a fantastic match and just a fantastic NXT. To be honest, it was what we wanted. It's what we got. It was good shit. They did their thing. And spoiler alert, that's probably my show of the week. To be honest with you.
Okay, one last. I'm pissed off at this guy. His overall review of the show. The big appeal here was ECW, and if you weren't a fan, it isn't going to work out so well. Most of the stuff was harmless enough, and they didn't get a big focus at the end. Devon was a nice surprise, and the non-ECW stuff was good enough. This wasn't a great show, but you could see a lot of what is being set up for Deadline in about a month. Things will be back to normal next week, but for now, it could have been worse. This guy gargles.
Shut up, bitch! Oh
I kept the Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler part in that one too.
Jerry
oh my
Lawler.
God.
Classic.
One more time.
my! Shut up, bitch! Oh
Yeah, we're going with flags. So.
No, yeah, that dude fucking sucks. All right, on to SmackDown.
I just can't find anybody else who reviews the show so well because
that's
reviews
actually
the show so well.
Compared to this shit, yes. I will make sure I try and get my own notes taken going forward. I'll try my best. I promise.
Normally I have my own reviews, but I'm so fucking busy this week.
Yeah, feel that.
And I always like to cross-reference my notes with this guy because he reviews really well, but his opinion fucking sucks.
WWE SmackDown.
But we live in a free countries, and we're allowed to give our opinion. And if they suck, that's your own problem.
Yep. Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso kick off Friday Night SmackDown to address the events of Crown Jewel, but they get interrupted very quickly before Roman can even get words out of his mouth by Jey Uso and then Sami Zayn. Sami says what happened at Crown Jewel made him reminisce on their time together as the Bloodline. Told Reigns that if Reigns wanted him out of the Bloodline business, he would do it, but he believed there was a part of Roman that wanted the OG Bloodline reunited. And Zayn was willing to do it if Reigns apologized. Not to him, no, but to Jey. Reigns apologized for even wasting my time with Sami Zayn. Said that Zayn wasn't family before calling out Solo. However, Jacob Fatu responded on the video board and said that Solo does not respond to anyone and does things on his own time. There's a lot of takeaways from this. Jacob Fatu's promo was fantastic at the end of this as well. Just shit talking. And he's got that, the way he talks.
Solo, I love you.
That was organic. That was not. It's not like AI generated. Solo, I love you. That's what you sounded like.
Shut the fuck up, Kurt.
What did you think of the opening to SmackDown?
Zayn was doing everything to get the boys to crack, as he always usually does in their
Jimmy
promos.
was. Jimmy was.
Jimmy was struggling. Jay, there was a couple moments, but Jimmy was struggling. Roman's still stoic. Roman's a pro. Getting Roman to crack is hard. Getting Jimmy to crack is easy.
Yeah.
It's like, remember back in the day we did all the stuff with the stuff and the stuff and the stuff, and Jimmy's like,
He's just gonna hit the. My favorite one is when he like laughs behind Roman, and Roman's like, "No, get up here."
my favorite is still the segment that wasn't ever supposed to happen. It was supposed to be just Sammy leaving the locker room, but then he came back and he started doing the handshake with Jimmy and just saying, with the stuff and the stuff that we talked about, the stuff we're going to talk about, and the stuff we're going to do next week. We'll get to it next week. We're going to do, and Jay's just there like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Solo's even broke character in those segments.
But nonetheless, this was good. Roman, I'm glad that Roman's not just instantly the good guy. He's still Roman.
Thank you. That's what we want. That's what I want.
Big takeaway though. His shirt all of a sudden has Yeet on it, so
the top corner. It's weird.
Just more merchandise. See, this is what WWE is so well. They have one thing that they can rebrand 2 million different ways and sell it each time, and people buy it.
Jey Uso's Yeet shirts. Here's a new color. They're giving out colorways. Here's a new colorway.
Yeah. It's good. It's smart marketing.
Yeah, it is.
Smart marketing.
Backstage, Jay confronts Roman and says, "Go speak with Sammy," but Reigns says he didn't need to hear Zayn out. Told Uso that if you cared for Sammy, go look for him. Jimmy also comes up and says, "What are you doing, Uso?" He said, "Go find your brother." Roman is alone. Seems he's alienated all of his help, per se. Up next is Candice LeRae taking on Bayley. Bayley is going to pick up the win here over Candice with a stack pin. Quick little match, I think, here. What did you think?
Big takeaway from this match is you don't fool Bayley twice. She knew what Candice LeRae was doing and was ready for it, and I thought that was cool. She used her brain to win the match on that one.
Yep. So Candice has always done the injury. Oh, I'm hurt angle. Goes to the corner, and then she'll sneak up behind and roll you up for the win. She's done it on Bayley before. Bayley, ring IQ on 1,000,000, picked it up.
You brought up to a good point during the show while Bayley was wrestling, and I agree with it, and a lot of people agree with it, is Bayley needs something else to do. And now that she's not really part of the title hunt, and you thought, let her go on a losing streak and all this shit, have a redemption moment. I think that could work. But yeah, Bayley needs something to do because Bayley's me. Bayley's an important cog in the wheel of WWE.
Yeah. I'm still okay if she's the inaugural United States champion, women's United States champion, just because I think that's a good person to have carry it first to bring.
Honestly, yes, 100%. I'm sorry cutting you off. I do it all the time, but I'm still doing it. And I don't even know I'm apologize for it because I just do it. I don't really care.
I don't apologize for yelling at you all the time that I apparently do, but go on.
You did it in this show already. You think that's a lie at the end of our outro credits where I said
you just yelled at me? You're getting louder. No, me.
I've raised my voice. You literally yell at me.
You don't want to know yelling.
Anyways, honestly, I said it last week in our show. I never got to see the Hugger Bayley phase. I really came into WWE when she was heel Bayley, and I fell in love with her. I want heel Bayley back. Heel Bayley is fantastic. I love heel Bayley. I like her as face Bayley, but heel Bayley, fantastic.
It's interesting how we get there, but I agree. Backstage, Johnny Gargano is speaking with the Motor City Machine Guns and wishing them luck tonight.
So good.
Tommaso,
my God, this shit was so good.
Shows up and just confronts Gargano, and he's just frustrated with that situation and says they're going to send a message tonight. So I've seen some things online where like, okay, Tommaso's turn heel on Johnny. Some people are saying Johnny should also turn heel with Tommaso.
100% agree with that. The tag team division needs DIY.
Yeah.
Obviously, Johnny Gargano and Ciampa have put on absolutely classic 5-star matches in the past together. But right now, the tag division needs a strong heel tag team, and they can do it. They can be that strong heel tag team. Because Johnny Gargano as a heel is fantastic too, but
yeah.
Ciampa is just on another fucking level as a heel.
All right, let's talk about it. Randy Orton is shown coming to the ring immediately. It was speculated he wasn't supposed to be there. He just calls out Kevin Owens. Owens does appear and hesitates, but then runs to the ring to brawl with Randy. Referees and producers attempt to stop the brawl, but everything came to a stretching halt after Kevin Owens picked up Randy Orton and hit a spike pile driver on Randy's heavily damaged neck. Orton was carried out by medics on a stretcher alongside Cody Rhodes. Pile driver from Kevin Owens on Randy Orton. This segment, what did you think?
First off, Randy Orton coming out, his voice so raspy that his dad would be jealous.
Yeah,
it was
true.
wild.
Yeah.
The pile driver. See, okay, so having moves banned for obvious reasons worked so well for WWE here because pulling out a pile driver, a banned move in the WWE on Randy Orton with his history of neck issues and everything, just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Kevin, is this if pile drivers were being still allowed in WWE, obviously they do it in AEW and New Japan and all that shit, whatever, your company, your choice. WWE has had a history of neck injuries due to poorly executed pile drivers. Owen Hart being one on Stone Cold, almost nearly ending Stone Cold's career before it even really took off. I think that was one of the moments where I think they stopped allowing pile drivers, except Undertaker's was allowed to do it, and Mankind was allowed to do it for a while still, too, because they did it safely.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Kevin Owens, at this point, it's perfect for him because he's a heel. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just out to destroy Randy and Cody, and he's like, I don't care. I'm going to pull out a move that's not even allowed. Just fantastic storytelling. And WWE keeping kayfabe alive. They're reporting that Randy's got a severe neck injury from this and everything, that he refractured or compressed the cervical vertebrae or some shit. Nonetheless, keeping the kayfabe alive, all this stuff. Everybody's already speculated. It's like, oh, was he actually injured and this is a cover up, or did he
good?
Who knows?
Whatever you want to think.
It's fantastic.
I just hope this leads to Randy Orton punting the shit out of Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Please. You
pulled out the pile driver. I'm going to pull out the punt.
Yep. Next match, DIY
which really should be allowed because Seth Rollins wasn't allowed to do the stomp for a while either.
Yeah. Up next, DIY is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa taking on Elton Prince and Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly.
Say that correctly.
I was about to.
It was Tommaso Ciampa versus
Pretty Deadly. Steal my thunder. Jesus Christ.
Well, you could have just started with it instead of, having me correct you all the time.
You didn't even let me finish talking.
Nope.
What happened in the match, okay? What do you think?
Do your thing.
No,
not a lot happened in this match.
Tommaso Ciampa went so low and decimated Pretty Deadly, hitting the fairy tale ending for the 1, 2, 3. I liked this, just showing Tommaso's fed up with losing, and he's just going. It's. I think Michael Cole said it. Shades of the NXT Ciampa, the Black Heart gimmick he had, which was fantastic.
Oh, it was Corey Graves, but.
Yeah.
Anyways, the first Ciampa was just ramming Prince's head off the announce table 22 times was wild.
Just bang, 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 bang. Johnny's like off to the side, like,
dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a quick match. Tommaso made quick work of Pretty Deadly. Tiffany Stratton confronted Candice LeRae before she was interrupted by Nia Jax, asking her why she booked the match between them against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, which Stratton justified by saying they could rule the women's division with an iron fist if they beat Belair and Cargill tonight. It's trying to, help her queen. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill taking on Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Bianca and Jade win with a kiss of death, the KOD from Bianca onto Stratton. Candice came out to try and help Tiffany and Nia, but Tiffany did not want her help, causing the distraction just enough for Bianca to pick up the win.
How good is Tiffany? When Candice LeRae came out and Tiffany's just like, what do you go away? Nobody wants you here.
Tiffany's fantastic. I've been seeing things where they're like, WWE, they don't need Bliss and Carmella to come back, that they've been replaced by Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton. And I'm like, shut up. Just shut up.
Carmella, whatever. I didn't watch
I-
her when she was a wrestler.
I-
Alexa Bliss, shut the fuck up.
we need
WWE is a better place with Alexa Bliss in WWE.
facts. The match itself, though, what'd you think?
The match was
Meh.
okay.
It was meh.
It was
Meh.
okay.
Progress the storyline of a loss with Nia Jax again, losing another match, and Tiffany being the reason of it. So there's that building towards that Tiffy cash in, hopefully soon. The main event match was the Motor City Machine Guns taking on A-Town Down Under. Motor City Machine Guns are going to pick up the win with the Skull and Bones. This match is what I expected. Good tag team wrestling from the Motor City Machine Guns, and really good wrestling, really, from A-Town Down Under. They're fantastic. Their moveset, love it.
Grayson Waller, still one of my favorite up and coming stars. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory, I still think that guy has a very bright future in the business. But the Motor City Machine Guns, what a way to send a message to the world of wrestlers going, hey, if you're good and you come here, we will give you a push.
The pyro for their intro.
They got more pyro than a lot of the wrestlers that have been there longer.
It's true. Yeah, the match was good. It was a good tag team match. And Motor City Machine Guns are a tag team. They are a fantastic, one of the best tag teams. Some say of all time. I don't say that, but because I haven't seen enough of them to say that. I don't know what they were like. You know, they're older. They're probably, I feel like back in the day they were probably doing some more high flying shit, but they don't do that much anymore. But they have their moments. They have their moments. They're fantastic. They're a good tag team. If you want to watch legit tag team wrestling.
We're in an era of wrestling where back when I watched wrestling, wrestlers didn't much make it past their 30s.
Yep, true.
Now we got wrestlers wrestling into their 50s and they're still top tier.
Mm-hmm. Backstage, DIY confronted the Motor City Machine Guns. Tommaso Ciampa confronted them. They're getting interrupted by the Street Profits, who reveal that they're challenging for the titles next week, and this sends Ciampa off, pissed off. We'll see what happens next week on SmackDown. I feel like DIY is going to get involved in this, or Ciampa himself without Johnny, because Johnny has the relationship with the Machine Guns from back in the day. I guess he slept on their floor or their couch growing, whatever. Alex Shelley's going through the indie scene. So there's legit storyline there. But yeah, Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns next week. What do you think?
That's another loss for the Street Profits, isn't it?
Yeah, there are rumors about the unhappiness of Ford and Dawkins.
Hey, if they were set up with a faction with Bobby Lashley in the WWE, the IWC would lose their fuck. Oh wait, they did.
Yeah,
but if the Street Profits were to go to AEW and join the Hurt Syndicate, that's different.
It'd be fine.
That's cool.
It'd be fun. We already hit on this. We talked about it, but this is Nick Aldis revealed the WWE Women's United States Championship. The title we earned. More details will be revealed in the near future. We've talked about this in length about who we think should be the first champion. Chelsea Green, Michin, or Bailey are the three names that I think should be the ones to earn it first. Chelsea Green, yeah. Let's be honest. That girl does deserve it.
Yeah. She's there every week. She's on TV every week. Like, how many other wrestlers in the WWE are on TV legit every week?
Yeah, for a run it was Michin and Chelsea Green and when we say every week, we mean Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. They were on every show. Yeah, Chelsea's fantastic. We end the show with the Bloodline, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and the Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa coming to the ring for his Tribal Chief ceremony, but they were immediately interrupted by Roman Reigns. Reigns said he did not acknowledge Solo as his Tribal Chief and challenged Solo to a singles match. However, that was declined. Solo instead proposed a War Games match between his crew of 5 including Sami Zayn, against any 5 of Reigns' choosing. But Solo says you ain't got 5 people that would back you. Sami appears on the ramp to come to aid Solo, leading the Bloodline to attack Roman. The Usos come out to make the save but fail, thanks to Jacob Fatu. However, things do get even out after Sami got in the ring, with Solo telling Sami to hit Roman with a kick, but instead he kicks Solo instead, which leaves Roman to hitting a spear on Solo, and the OG Bloodline stand tall as they put the ones in the sky to end the broadcast.
Being about 3 weeks away from Survivor Series, I hope they just keep it as a 4-on-4. None of these rumors about Cody joining Roman and then Solo finding a fifth
Agreed.
as well.
Agreed.
None of it makes any sense. Keep it as the Bloodline and in the family. 4-on-4 Roar Games works just fine. Still the same match. You just have,
unless there is this Rock, the Rock.
Well, if The Rock gets involved, then obviously The Rock is on Solo's side, and then Cody Rhodes has to get involved on Roman's side. But then, I don't want that to happen. I need The Rock and Cody. But if The Rock comes back, he's part of the Bloodline, so Cody's right back in the mix of it anyway. So it's all fucked up nonetheless.
There are the speculations that The Rock is the one running the show for the Bloodline. Obviously.
Well, it can't be Solo. Come on.
So, because there's that video that a fan took, or it was on the broadcast, of them going up through the arena, and Solo's like, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. And people are like, oh shit, The Rock's playing. So we'll see.
Dude, if The Rock pops in at fucking Survivor Series, I'll be there. With my ones in the... Wait, no, that's too high because that's Roman's. I'll be on The Rock's side. I'll have to do the Solo one. The Solo one.
This is The Rock's.
Remember no, that was not on purpose.
That is a wrap on all the weekly shows. This brings us to a close, of course. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we leave, we have to give our show and wrestler of the week. So, RK, show of the week.
EC Dub.
2,
EC
1.
Dub.
Yeah, NXT.
EC Dub.
NXT
EC Dub.
Show of the week. But this is where it'll get interesting. Who is your wrestler of the week?
Tommaso Ciampa.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Mine, Jordan Grace.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
I like what Jordan Grace did in that tag match. That's our wrestlers of the week, our show of the week, and that is our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Top Rope Renegades this week in wrestling, episode number 29. Next week, 30 episodes deep. We'll see what happens. Much more to get to. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kurt. That is RK. We will talk to you guys next week on the Top Rope Renegades.